Yes. So good evening, everyone. Good evening to every single person. And yeah, one thing I want to say, I want to appreciate the fact that many people have been showing up for almost everyone on the call here has been showing up for all the classes, and we've been having a lot of things. We've been building a lot of things together, and for the past, is it the past three calls now? I'm sure we've been able to learn a couple of things as well. So, sorry, the light is still wet. All right. So, where this is day 4, right? So this is day 4, and this is going to be the last day on the boot camp, and this is probably going to be the last day I might have to go this deep to explain how to connect several modules and many other things together. But before the end of this call, I know a lot of people are going to learn a lot of things. So after we've built the modules, I'm pretty sure we have a lot of questions. We have a lot of people that are working on some things and they need guidance on them. And also towards the end of this call as well, we're going to address many things that are going to help every single person on this call to build not just their skill, but they're going to build a very stable freelance career online. So now let's go to it. So some people have been messaging me on the call, from the call rather, about some of the things they are working on, the projects. What we had in the previous classes, they have been mentioning the fact that okay, they are facing some challenges building it, and we've been able to resolve some, while we've not been able to do some as well. So I want to ask everyone, in the previous classes we've had, did you, at the very least, probably about 50%, were you able to were you able to understand those things? So I need responses from every single person on this call, starting from Cynthia, please.
Um, our past classes,
Okay.
I think I have been able to get what we are doing, but I tried it today. I sent some screenshots. I
Yeah.
sent pictures to the group.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know
Yes.
what happened. I was trying to map it. Like I got to the point of mapping it.
Okay.
Then I started having issues with it because the form ID. I don't know. I copied the link at a point, so the link was too long,
No, let me
and that was it.
you're on the forms, right?
No, like yes, yes,
I mean
but
on
not
the
currently.
Yeah, I mean on the when it comes to make.com, you've connected your Google account to the Google form, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I
S-
don't know.
Okay. Seems like you have a connection here. So, I understand what is going on in your form. I understand what is going on in your form. It's a very simple thing. So, I think, do you know what you do? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, sorry. I've seen Cynthia's work, and Cynthia, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I can
So
hear you.
so I
Yeah,
on the form ID, hold on. Okay. So okay, let's have a Fisayo talk. Fisayo, can you 60% understanding, another percent? Wait.
Sorry, sir. It was a mistake. I omitted by mistake.
Oh, okay, okay. Okay, so I wanted to say, Fisayo, please, can you take a look at what Cynthia dropped? I mean this. I mean this, and in fact, everyone, Black Annie, Toluwani, Faith. I want everyone to take a look at this and tell me what's wrong in that connection. Tell me, is there anything we can do? She said that she has been trying to do it, but it's not working. It's not recognizing the form. You can just type. You can type what you can type what's wrong there. I want to see if you guys get it. Lots of traffic on the way home. All right, all right. My notebook is really bad. Okay. I actually understand, but I can't fully until I try myself. Unfortunately, I don't have a PC. Okay. All right. No problem. No problem. All right. So let's just address this. Address this. So what's wrong in or why uh connection had issue? Let me just show you. So if you see what's here, if you guys can see what's here, so the form ID, she copied the link from the page directly. That's why it has issue. So you can copy the link and you paste it there, but you have to start from the last slash here. So it's going to start from one. So Cynthia, do you understand now?
Yes,
It's
sir.
it's meant to have all this from doc here, from the D here to the last slash after the second D here. You have to cancel everything and start from just this one, and it's going to work.
Okay.
Yeah, so it is as simple as that. It's as simple as that. And another way which you can do this, based on what I can see on your form is called, is it this Cynthia's core? So you can just click on this button here, this search button, and you type core, or you type Cynthia, you type your name, you type the core, anything. Just type it there, and you are going to see it automatically add itself there.
All right, sir.
Uh,
Thank you, sir.
all right, ma. So now let's go on with today's class. So we for some people they've mentioned the fact that 60% understanding, and it will be 100% understanding if I can execute the project successfully. So Toluwani, it seems, have you started working on the project? Have you done anything? Is Toluwani still on the call? Yes, she is. Are you with us? Hmm. Typing. All right. So um, Have you started working on anything? Have you started working on anything? You can use the mic. You can use the mic. I'm done with the forms. Okay. Okay. So how about connecting it to your Notion? That's what I'm here to do. All right, no problem. But I'll try to upload the video again, so maybe you'll be able to refer to it. If if you're not having any issue there, you can just refer to the video anytime. But if you think you need help about it, then just let me know. We can look at it together. So yes, now let's go on with today's class. I would assume, okay, I think we are here. So we've connected our Telegram. We've connected Telegram. So let's see. Where is this? Where is this? Is it this? Okay, yes, it's this. Okay. Does. Okay, so today's class we are going into AI automation. So we built an automation before, and that automation we did not add any AI functionality inside. We did not add any AI feature. We did not say the AI should do anything. We just built a normal automation connecting two simple apps together. That was what we did here, and we did error handling. We used the break module here, the error handler here. We used break, and yeah, we did a couple of connections. We used we had to take a token, and I also talked about documentation as well. I talked about documentation where anytime you are faced with anything, you want to make a connection and you have no idea on how to do it, you can just refer to any point here which says online help. Every module has this. So you can just use this. When you open it, you'll be able to see how to make that connection. And here's an example. So you can see use both father and the created connection, everything. So now we want to continue the automation. What's the goal for this? So the goal here is, now it says here that sometimes a form is too slow. We want to send a quick message to a Telegram bot and have it process info immediately. Okay, have it process an info immediately. So what we're going to do here, we've made a connection yesterday and it was very simple. We started with, let's delete this very quick. We started with adding our Telegram module, and we had to look for a Telegram module that says, because we want to get a message in, we have to look for a Telegram module that says watch update. So it triggers when there's a new update from the Telegram desktop application. So in this point, since we are getting a message in and we are getting it immediately, it is a webhook. So it's going to come in that immediately as the data arrive. So immediately, as soon as you drop a message on Telegram, you are going to this module is going to run. So that's what it is basically. And I showed you how to make the connection, which you just have to click add. Then you can rename it anything you want to name it. Then click add here, and you have to use the token as well. And I've also shown you how to create it, which I also said you can use the documentation here. You can follow the documentation here on Telegram and you'll be able to create it. This was what I actually followed when I started as well. So now what we're going to do next here is, let's see, let me delete this, let me just cancel this out. Alright, so we have one we've connected already, so we can save it here. Save. So we've done that. The next thing we want to do now is we want to add a brain. That is the AI itself. We want to add the AI itself. We want to give it an AI functionality, so we need to add an LLM to it. So in this case, it can be Gemini, which we are going to use. It can be ChatGPT. It can be Claude. That's Anthropic. It can be Grok. There are two types of Grok. It can be that's the Grok with a K and the Grok with a Q, and there are several. There's Perplexity as well. There are several LLMs that you can use as the brain of your AI automation. So, but in this case, we are going to use Gemini. Why is because amongst all these that I've called, there are basically two uh, there are basically two LLMs that are free that at least you can create a connection with using make.com or any other API. There are basically two, which is Gemini and Grok, the Grok with a Q. These are the only two that you can use without having to have a paid plan on that LLM. And when I say LLM, once again, this is a large language model. And large language models are like ChatGPT, Gemini, Grok, Claude, Perplexity, and many more. Let me see if our connection is well. Alright. So I hope everyone is still with me. I hope you guys are with me. Please signify, let me know if my connection is okay. Alright, thank you very much. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we're going to add an AI into it. So we click on the plus button and we look for Gemini. That's Gemini. This is Gemini. Now, if you look at it once again, the usual thing, you can see that we have various features here. We can choose any functionality that we want to do based on what we want to build. Now, if you look at this document here, you can see that what we want to do is we want to read student feedback and decide on how to respond. That is what we want to do. We want to read the students' feedback and decide on how to respond. So that means in this case, we want to listen and give an output. And when you want to listen and give an output, you pick generate a response. There is one now that you can do without an account. They just added this, and anyone can do this. Seems we're having an issue with connection here. Okay, so anyone can actually use this. You can use this without an account, but I'm going to teach you how to do the same thing with an account. So this is almost the same as this, but I would assume this is working better than this, because this one says simple text prompt, while this is to generate a full response for you, and this is using your API. So while you can use this at any time, and you can put in the prompts from this place, you have to map your answer to this place. There's a way around it, and I'm going to show you. So we can use this first, then I'll now show you how to connect your own account and your API to this particular Google Gemini. So once again, what we are using here is just a free one without an account, but there are limitations. There are obviously limitations. So, and based on the limitations I said here, you can see we have just this simple look here. On other accounts, on other features like this, you can see that we have this kind of look here. So you can assume this is going to do more than that. So, and in this case, I've added a connection to it, but I'll teach you how to add your own as well. But before that, let's test something very simple. So let's unlink for now and send a message to our Telegram bot. So if you remember, we've created a Telegram bot here. Let me look for it. So alright, so I have this. I'm going to copy and paste this again. Copy and paste and run. Okay, let's save this first. Let's see. Have I made this connection anywhere else? Alright, I want to see if I've made this connection somewhere else, which I need to probably cancel. That means I've made two connections. I think I did. Yeah. Right, it's the only connection I've made so far. for this. These are old ones. So why are we not receiving anything? Why are we not receiving anything? Let's try it again. Copy and paste. It's not meant to take this long. That's what I'm trying to confirm. It's not meant to take this long. Hi. So I think the issue here is that this is probably an old webhook. So I'm using an old webhook here. So let me try to do this thing again. I'll create a new connection now. New JCIN. So, and I click on add. Once again, new JCIN. Then I'll add this token once again. I'll see what's up there. So I'm adding the same token. And I go back. Let's see. New JCIN saved.
Hello, I'm getting home. I'm really sorry about the day. I'm really sorry.
No problem. Okay, so let's try to run it again. Let's see. Let me drop this again. Okay, yeah, I just entered. So you can see what I did there. This is the automation class. So this is working now. Let's try to do it again. So it will still be loading until I input my detail, which is this. And let's see. Still, is it the network? Man, this is crazy. Seems they are all working. Okay, so let me just do this, and immediately let me leave. So there are sometimes you can actually stay on this view and you see it just worked. So it took long for the message to probably pass through. That's why. So we're going to do it again and we'll see what's up. So you guys saw that we add one history in, and just now it's the same time. So we're going to run it again with a different time. Let's try to do this exactly 6:48. Let's do it 6:48 in just few seconds now. Let's see. So they were all working, but it was taking long. Okay, so it's 6:48 now. We do this and you see another one just came in. So that means this webhook is working. Now in this case, now we're going to simply connect it to the AI. This is the AI module. Now if you guys want to look for the response, you can see it here on message. And this is the AI automation class. So we're going to connect this to, or we're going to map it basically. So when you see this, when it comes to getting a message from Telegram, you have to know that there are lots of things here, but there's something I mentioned, which is if you have run your module beforehand, you will see that it's going to have the answer here, and what you see here is what you just have to map in. As simple as this. So this is the AI automation class. Let's do this and let's try to run this. Let's do this again. So you can see we had what we dropped in here. This is the AI automation class, and it gave us an answer. Text prompts, output, results. Welcome to the AI automation class. You can see all this it's giving us many things about what AI automation does. I'm ready to act as your. This is basically like you are chatting with your AI, with your own AI. With probably you use ChatGPT or you use Gemini. This is how it is. So in this case, I'm pretty sure you can give a prompt. I want you to position yourself as an expert in this field, and if you can give us recommended AI automation platforms. No, give us recommended platforms to build this. Then I will just yes, so let's save this and let's do this once again. All right, so we'll just add this in. I hope this lasts longer today. Sorry about that. Okay, we need to I think I probably cancelled that. Did I cancel that? I think I did by mistake. Let's see. Alright, so let's run this again. Okay. Alright, so we just did that. Okay, so it probably gave us a response and it said this is the output now. Hello, I'm stepping into the role of lead AI automation architect, blah 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 blah. So you can see that this is just saying, honestly, it's okay. Yeah, it's actually gave us some platforms here. So you can see it gave us make.com, N8n, Zapier, and it also gave us intelligence layer, which is the LLM layer, which is this OpenAI, Anthropic, Grok. This is the other Grok, and it also gave us specialized agents builders too, which I have not even mentioned yet at all. Mind Studio, Relevance, Stack AI, and knowledge based slash and memories. An example is Notion. So another one is Airtable, Pinecone, that's Carbon.ai, and there are many things here. But to be very honest, this is just a simple build that you can just connect an AI to it. Now, how do you receive the response back? It's very simple as well. You have to since you want to get the response back to your Telegram, you want it to respond to you in this same place. You want it to respond to you. What you do is you go back to that Telegram. Now this time around you want to send a text message or a reply or a response. So what you do here, the same connection, new GCIN. Since you've made your connection initially here, you can just continue the same thing here as well. Now you need the chat ID. How do you get the chat ID? You can get the chat ID here. You can see it, update ID. Initially it was message ID. So, but let's use this update ID and see if it works. Then you say, here is my response. Here's my response. Then we use this. Then we map the response from Gemini, what it gave us. You see it here. This is the results. This is mapping it from what Gemini gave us here. Let's try to save this here. You see this results here. You can see results. So that's what we're going to map in to get the response back from it. So you can see results, simple as this. So once again, let's save. This is a very simple build to message and get a response back. So this time around, we see it's going to give us a response. Okay, so why didn't it give us a response? Why didn't it give us a response? Update ID. It's supposed to be. Okay, so if it doesn't work this way, what you do, you should, let's see if we're able to get it here, because it's meant to work from here. Message ID, chat ID. It's meant to be chat ID. It's meant to be chat ID. It's meant to be this. Okay, so if it doesn't work this way, we just have to figure it out one way or the other. Sender chat, still nothing. From, okay, let's see, still nothing. So what you can do sometimes, you can go back to the initial one and check message from. You can see it here. So this is actually the ID we need. This is the chat ID we need. So sometimes if you just can't figure it out, you can go back and see if you can see any data whatsoever that can provide you answer to what you need to do. So you can see it's the same thing. ID from is the same chat ID. So you can just copy out this chat ID. Where did we get the chat ID? We had to first run the small test we did here. Since we figure out that it was not update ID, which is this, it is not this, but it is this instead. So you can get the chat ID from here. It's asking for a chat ID and not an update ID. So I'm just trying to be clear on that. So we'll go back there once again. We see chat ID, or you can pick from this, from. It is coming from this chat. It is coming from this chat. So this is basically what we need. And this time around, we input this ID and we save it. So let's try it again. Let's try it again where we wait for new data. You can wait for new data, so until you input this, which we are going to do here, copy and paste again. This time around, we should receive a response. We should receive a response. It is loading currently. You can see. So we should receive a response very soon. Oh, okay. So we have an issue here. We have an issue. Message is too long. So there are sometimes this happen as well. So the response that Gemini gave us back was too long. That was why it decided to just cut it off. So since we are just doing the testing phase for now, I'm going to tell it to give me a very short response on just the platforms. So now we save it, we try it again. Let's just run it so that we can have it going. Wait for new data. And let's do this again. Copy, then paste. Alright, so this time around, I bet we're going to get a short response. So you can see, so our connection worked, and we're able to what? You're able to program an AI to respond to you based on anything whatsoever on Telegram. So this is a very simple one. This is a very simple one that we built here. But when it comes to actually building it to scale bigger and with more functionalities, you cannot just use a simple text prompt module of this. This is a simple text prompt. This time around, you have to use something better. And this is where I teach you how to get your key, your API key for your LLM. So once again, we choose this, and this time around, we want to generate a response, right? We want to receive what the user says from Telegram. We think about it, or the AI thinks about it rather, then it's going to give you a response back into Telegram again here. So this time around, when you look at it, we're going to generate a response for the provided input. For the provided input from here, we want to generate a response and pass it back here. upload a file, we're not uploading a file. But in a case where you need to build something that you need to upload a file, you know this is what you use. To generate an image, you can see it is possible as well. To generate a video, extract structured data, all these cases are different cases and they work for several different things as well. So now this time around, what do? We pick this generate a response. We just need something simple. Now to do this, you can see modules like this, you can't do anything until you connect it to something else. And when you connect this, you can see it's trying to connect with this. So when you connect automatically, it probably picks the last one. Yes. So but this time around, we need to unlink this. We want to remove this from it. Let me do this so it's not okay. So let's unlink this as well, and let's put this somewhere safe. Then we connect this to it, and we connect this to it as well. So we want to, what I'm going to teach you now, I'm going to teach you how to connect your Gemini API from your own Gemini account, your own AI account. You can connect it here to give you responses. So how you do this is you click on add, and you can see something I said and I've been saying all this while when it comes to connecting all these modules to whichever app it is. So let me say JCIN as well. So something I've been saying is most of the time they have shown you what to do. They said you can get an API key at http://aistudio.google.com. So it's very simple. You just highlight this and you look for it. This is where we get our API keys. You look for this, and as you can see here, it's going to direct us somewhere. If you've not probably set up or anything, you don't have to worry. There's nothing really like a setup here, to be honest. There's nothing like a setup. Anytime you just search for AI, Google AI Studio, it's the same thing. When you search for this, you get directed there. And if you're using your Google account to do all these things, it will automatically just take you in without any setup or anything. There's no setup. That's basically what I'm trying to say. So you see get an API here. This is where you get your API key to connect. This is where you get what you need for this particular place. You know I've been mentioning the word API key, API all this while in this class, but this is really the first time we're getting an API key. The rest that we've been getting are tokens, and it's more or less works the same way. So we are looking for an API key, right? Or we need an API key. So we can get our API key, click on this and just create API key. When you are told to create an API key, you can give it any name, this JCIN. But for this, it needs you to have a project on Google. And having a project is very easy. If you don't have an existing project, you can just click on create project here. I have done many things, that's why I have all this here. But in your case, you can just create a project, and you just have to give it a name, as simple as that. JCIN Foye, that's 4, right? So create project, and we should have that in new project created, and what create API key. So you see we have our API key created as well. You can see it here, JCIN Foye 4. It's as simple as that. You copy your API key, and you go back to add your API key into it. So when we click on save, you can see we are now able to use all these things here. We're now able to use every single thing. So now, since you've connected your AI, you've connected your own AI, this thing also works the same way for other AI platforms like that's ChatGPT, Grok, and many other ones, but those ones need paid plan. Now, but in this case, you can actually use this one for free, but it has a rate limit. There's something they call a rate limit. That's the amount of times you can actually call them every single day. If you want to check your rate limit, you can always go here to check your rate limit. You can see here, or usage. So there's a limit to what you can do on JCIN for year 4. You can see we have a limit here. You don't have to really understand much. So far you're not doing something much, honestly, it doesn't you don't need to stress yourself. Now the rate limit is dependent on which model you are using. You can see we have many models here. Many AI model. So in this case, based on what we pick, so in this case now we can just use this Gemini 2.5 flash light. So you can see the rate limit here. Flashlight. Let me see. Based on 0 of 0. Has it changed? Okay, we have something going on now. Why is it 0 of 0? Okay. I have a feeling that probably they've taken it out. So
I'm
let's
sorry, sir. Sir, over my hand, I can't really hear you anymore.
all
It's
right.
not really clear again.
Okay, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can, but it was not as clear as before.
All right, there's no problem. So what I was talking about is the rate limit. You don't really need to be, concerned about this, to be honest. But most of the time, it's just best you should know what you are doing, what you are doing at the back end. So in this case, let's use 2.5 since it seems like this one's an out of the market. So let's use 2.5, just the normal 2.5. Let's see, is the normal 2.5 here, or did they categorize everything? 2.5 flash. Let me see. Okay, 2.5 flash. All right, so let's use 2.5 flash, and this is where you now configure your prompts, your text prompt, and also your system prompt. Your system prompt is like it's like what you tell it to do. Now an example is you give okay, so I'm trying to pick an example here that I can use, an analogy that I can use. When we started this class, the day one, I remember I mentioned that an AI is like a student. You give a student a particular textbook to read. Now, where do we give it the textbook exactly? This is where we give it the textbook. This system prompt. We give it the old textbook where it gets the knowledge from, or it gets to understand what exactly we are talking about. So in this case now, rather than the AI just deciding anything on its own, we give it a textbook, which is also a prompt. Now you can give it this prompt. This prompt is just to let it understand where it's supposed to come from. This prompt, you can just add anything. But in this case, I remember we are working on a project which says we want to read students' feedback and decide on how to respond. So, and we have even gotten a prompt here. Yes, I added a prompt here. And the example of the prompt says, you're an assistant for Jude's AI Bootcamp. Read this feedback, analyze if they are happy, neutral, or unhappy, then write a short, friendly, 2-line response, many things like this. So we can take this. This prompt here is not actually the system prompt. This is not the system prompt. This is just the normal one. This is the normal one. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to bring a system prompt from my, let me see if we have anything online. Okay, so we have JCIN. Fisayo, are you with me?
Yes, I'm with you, sir.
All right, so this is JCIN, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to just quickly search on give me a summary about JCIN as an instructor. I want to add a system prompt. Now this works in a case where, just try to imagine this instead. Now you are given a job, or you are given an automation to build for a business. you can try to imagine that this business have details, they have things about their business, and they have a way they talk about their business that is different from every other business, even on the same in the same industry or the same niche. So you need to have your AI respond back in a way where it talks like, yes, this person is from the business. So if you were told to build something like an AI on Telegram, let's assume the business owner has a group. Like, okay, an example now that we can all relate to are all these WhatsApp vendors, right? They have a group. They have groups on WhatsApp. You can do the same thing that you're doing on Telegram on WhatsApp as well. So they have a group where many people ask questions and they want their AI to just respond to them instead. So what this business will do, or what this WhatsApp vendor will do in this case, is it's going to put in together a lot of details about his business. It's going to add it there, and it's going to give this AI a role. So what this is what I'm doing here is I'm telling it about our business, and I'm going to give it a role here. The role I give it is what it gets to. Okay, this is how you respond. This is how I want you to respond. So let me do this in a way where you get to understand. So give me a summary about JCIN as an instructor in Nigeria. Yeah, this should probably go on. So we have a summary here, right? So this summary, we can take in everything we find here. We can actually take everything and copy and go back here to the system prompt. We can add it there. All right, so we have all the information we can get about JCIN. So the next thing we do is we want to give it a role. Now we give it a role of a user. Most of the time, this is the role you get to give it. You give it a role of the user. Now what you tell it to do is you now give it an option. Now you need to know that on all these LLMs, like Gemini, for example. Now let me open my Gemini so you get to understand based on how an LLM looks like. So you know that there are cases where you can decide to put a text prompt, or you can decide to add a file. You can decide to upload file, upload picture, upload anything, a code or anything. That is what this one is also asking for. Like, what message type exactly? Are you sending a text, or are they sending a text, or are they sending a file? Are they attaching a file? Is this file, let me say, an image? Is he instead of getting the file directly from here, can I get it from a URL? So like an example here for that URL one now, if you are going to add a file to this particular one, is if you are getting a file that says, let me say AI automation now, AI automation. When it comes to images, the way you can get it is, let me say you copy this and you copy the image address. And that is what you use here. I should probably I would have said I should test run this, but I was not even prepared to do this at all. So in this case, let us try to do it with just text, right? We want to get a response from Telegram in just text format. So, and this is what we want to do. Now we're going to give it the role. The same role we gave this one. We're going to say, let me see, should we say okay, the same way you are going to get this when you want to type and you ask it, oh, I am a tutor in JCIN Foye. I want to respond to this message from a student, where I put this, something as simple as this. Though we have a prompt here already and we can actually use this, but let us just use this for example. So we copy this. The same thing I will have done here on my AI. Normally, if anyone asks any question and I just go to the group, I go to our group and I'm like, okay, you know what, let me and I say something like, okay, like this now, I can decide to just copy this, and I go here and I add it to it. The same way that works is the same way we are also going to do this. So I can just use this instead, and I'm now going to map the message I want to respond as a tutor in JCIN, and I will decide, okay, you know what, let me map that message there. So that text, if you go back down, you see text. So we map it inside this. You can actually input any text. You don't have to use this same prompt. You can input any text. We should have used this instead, but I want this to just be focused on JCIN, on the bootcamp. So anyway, we have this right now, and we have our system prompt that's about JCIN in total, right? So we save it and we map it once again. Let's map it. The results this time around, since something went wrong just now, and if you guys understand what is going on now, we have mapped this before. That is why when we connected back here, we had to delete that one and add a new one from this new Google, this result. So that was what we did. So in any case, if you want to know which is which, if you want to know which module is which, you can actually use this to get it. If you see what is going on here now, you see there's a 10 here. What this 10 is telling you is not telling you, hold on, let me come back here. What this 10 is telling you now is not telling you this is 10. It's telling you the number of the module is 10. If you see, we have added many more modules that we've deleted yesterday. You can see this is module 8, this is module 9, so this is module 10. So that will, it will actually give you an easier way to know which module is which module in any case. An example now that I'm going to make, so you guys get to know what is going on now, is, let me unlink this. I will unlink this, and I'll add this back to it. If I add this back to it, you see this connection, it was blue before and it was bold, but right now it has gone off. Because what? Because we've unlinked that particular module from it, so it has gone off. So this time around, that means we have to what? Delete that and add this, which is going to show 8. You can see it again, it showed 8. So that's how you know, oh, okay, maybe this is why my automation is not running. So now let's go back again and let's unlink this and add the one we want. So we unlink this and add this one, which is what we actually want to work with. So this time around we use this. Okay, no, this is not. Let us try it again. It was still bringing, yeah, this is correct now. So 10 is bringing 10 now, and we save this and we try to run it. Now what do we say? Let's go back to the bot now. So we are assuming this time around that we're making this bot for JCIN, and what this bot does is it's going to respond as a tutor in JCIN. So let's go back to the bot. I'm a student on the AI automation pod. I need guidance on this class, or this class, anyone, just let us try to run it. Let's see what's up. So we see it's running now. Let's see, should have worked immediately. What's the time here? Okay, so we are facing this now. When this happen, you need to know that there's something that have stopped it. So in this case, let's try to run once, wait for new data, use existing data. Let's see the message that came in. This AI automation class. So this happened because there were previous messages that we've input into this. So we try to do it again, so we can use the latest one we just sent. You can see this now, and this is going to respond back. So here's my response this, here's my response this. So this is the one now. See, now this is the answer we've been looking for. This particular one, this one, not this. So let me delete this. All right, so I am a student on the AI automation pod. I need guidance on the class. Here's my response. That's a fantastic initiative to be tutoring in the okay. All right, I think there's something about this okay, I added I'm a tutor. All right, I want to respond a student using this message. So let me do something again. From I want to respond with a message to a student who said this. So just respond like a tutor. All right, so let's try this thing again, and this time we'll make it active, right? So let's go again. Let's test this. Copy, then paste. So it's going to load and respond to us. So it says, here's my response. So hello there, absolutely, I'm here to guide you through the AI automation pod on JCIN Foye Bootcamp. It's great to hear you are proactively seeking support, and that's the spirit of the future leader. All of the response here is based on what it could come up with from the system instruction we have given it, and also the user message as well. So this is actually very straightforward if you want to do it. The main thing is you just need to have, since this is more like a scenario where we assume JCIN is like, we need to build a bot. We need to build a bot that can respond to our students, because we notice we have a lot of students, like 25,000 students or 100,000 students, and we cannot hire, or at the moment we cannot undo this, or our current tutors cannot be teaching and be responding at the same time. So we are going to train this. We need an AI automation that is trained on information about JCIN and even about the classes. So it is possible that we decide to even add in this same system instruction, we decide to add, let me say JCIN as a full course somewhere, and they have a written detail about all the courses they have, and AI automation is part of it. We can just include in this system instruction that, okay, let's say AI automation knowledge, and what you input the knowledge here as well. So that means anybody that access anyone from the AI automation that refers to AI automation questions is going to respond to them based on whatever we put inside this particular knowledge. You can also add it separately, so that this one just understands basically about JCIN in general. You add another system prompt that just understands about AI automation. You can add everything in one place or split it so that it gets to know this is just basic info or overall summary about JCIN. And we have one more here, and we can even add the name of instructors too. So we can do a lot of things basically. Let's do this very fast. Let's add the name of instructors instead. Our instructors slash tutors. So in this case now, what we can do is we just decide to pick in the names of our instructors or our tutors. So I say AI automation tutor tutor is sorry, I can just use anything, is Jude. And okay, let's just say let's add a comma, and the hold on, so the video editing tutor's name is okay. So the video editing is Ore Oluwa. And you can add one more. Let's add one more. The project management tutor is Oluwa Fisayo. All right, so we have this now, and we can decide to save it. So now let's ask this AI one more thing. Who is my tutor in AI automation? AI automation. So we're going to see it give us a response saying, I'm happy to inform you that your dedicated tutor for AI automation here is JCIN Foye Bootcamp. At JCI Foye Bootcamp is Jude Olaboboye. Something as simple as this. So you can try to imagine what you can build with this. It can just serve as a simple response. But there's something you need to also know, which is the fact that unlike AIs like this that remember your charts, it has a memory, it knows what you guys have said up here. This one cannot remember because you are not adding a memory to it. That one is a simple, it's a different thing entirely. This one, you are asking a question and you need to get the response based on what you've saved alone. It cannot look into what you've said here before and give you a response on this. So this is not an AI that works in a way where it remembers your responses. If you want to add a response feature to this, you have to add something else entirely. You have to add, let me give you examples here. I want to add a memory feature to my chatbots, AI powered chatbots I built on make.com. This is actually a simple way. What I'm doing here, I'm showing you how you can just research and add things into what you are building. This is actually a very simple way, which I've also mentioned in previous classes. It's a very simple way I just used to get, okay, if a business owner reaches out to me and there's something I've probably not heard before, I can just simply research on this, check using a detailed prompt, and I'm going to ask I built on make.com connecting Telegram and Gemini. So I need a memory feature so the AI remembers our past chats. Let's choose all. So this is a case where we have, you can see a data store. This is something I won't say is an advanced level of make.com. It's not actually advanced. Adding a data store is very simple, but basically what this does is when you add a data store to this particular thing, it's going to save that particular message. It's more like it's saving the message, but it's more like it's taking an ID of that particular message. So that means anytime you send a message here as well, it's going to refer to previous IDs. Now that one is an entirely different build, which I was not planning here, but that one requires you to add a data store, and adding a data store is here. When you add a data store, you can see it here. So you can add a data store to get a record. You can also add it to it can add a record and it can also replace a record. This is where you add a memory inside. This is a very simple way to add a memory. But why you don't want to use data stores, there are other apps out there which you can just connect to it and to serve as a memory. So why it's doing this is so that it can remember your previous chats as well. Though we're not going into memory or anything regarding much than what we have here, but you can see that this is just a simple way of sending a message to a Telegram bot that is powered with AI right in the middle, and what is going to send us a response based on what we've given it, based on the instruction and the information we've given it. So it doesn't respond on anything other than this. I want to respond this as AI automation, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let me see. So let's ask once again, give me the list of tutors. So at this point now, you see it's going to give us a list of tutors in JCIN. So you can see this now. We have Judolaboye Oreoluwa Oluwafisayo. So this is a very simple way of just building an AI powered chatbot. It's as simple as this, and there are bigger ways which you can scale this. Honestly, your limit here is based on how you think. It's based on what you are thinking about. You can actually do this when you check responses like this. Let's assume we're trying to map. You can see that it's possible to connect this to a channel. When it says edited channel post, you can see it's possible for you to connect this to a channel. You can connect this to a group. When it says see left chat participant, left chat member, so it's possible for you to actually connect this to a group, a channel, and you can do many more things. You can try to imagine many things you can actually do here, but it will probably be a group that you manage. You cannot connect this to our group on this AI automation group right now. You cannot do that. It's based on what access you have in your Telegram. That is what is going to give you back as well. So I hope everybody has been following so far in this class. I hope you have been following. Please, if you have been following, I need you to signify if you have been following. All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So what we're going to go into next is called what? I hope everyone has gotten that simple thing I just did here. I connected Telegram and I added an AI right inside. This was what I did. I connected Telegram, I added an AI, and to get the AI key, all I did was I needed to search for where I could get the AI key from my own account, from my own Gemini account. So I had to search for, if you cannot find it, or if you probably missed this particular one, it's simple as searching on Google, how do I get my Gemini API key, and what it tells you directly here is showing you Google AI Studio. Simple as this. Let's do the same thing for ChatGPT. But in ChatGPT, you have to drop a $5 on top. So you can see this here. It's also giving you a direction on ChatGPT as well. You open platform.openai.com and blah blah blah. You can see everything. Okay, let's do the one for Grok. Let's do the one for this other Grok. The Grok with a Q. Yes, with a Q, still the same thing. So you can also see this. This one is free as well. You can try this if you're not going to use Gemini. So you can try the both. So in this case, you have seen how we simply added an AI inside our automation. So this is what you can now call an AI automation, an AI based or an AI powered automation. So once again, I hope everyone is with me. I hope you were able to get what I did there. Please, if you didn't, I want you to use your mic now and let's talk so we can wrap up with this. Right, I need your responses, please. Anyone? All right, so now we're going to the next thing, which is a router. A router is a decision maker. In this case, is that rain? Wow. In this case, we are faced with options. We're given options. Okay, I want to follow this path or I want to follow this path. Now, the thing I dropped here is I want to look at the logic, the three parts I dropped here. So what I added here was based on the options we had in our form. So let's go back to our form. We've built this. You've seen how to connect an AI to it. So I'm also going to do the same thing, though power is not on our side right now once again, but I will try to see if we can still work around this. So let's go back to our form, the one we created, this AI, this automated CRM. Let us go back to it. So now what we have here, if you take a look at this, is for the people that were in the class, you know that we are collecting details from students and we are saving it in our CRM. Now you need to know that you can still save this. I can shift the two together. Let me just leave it here. So we want to add something inside. We want to ensure we can save, we can have options. That's the thing. We want to have other options. And these options came in because of the feedback we got. So we can actually decide to leave this here, or you know what, let me just bring everything back. Let's bring everything back here. So we want something else. Because we noticed that, let's run something, the latest one, run, and we have responses in, we have a response, right? So we noticed that we are given, in this feedback, we're given 3 options. How are you enjoying it? So we're given 3 options, which says extend the boot camp, or enjoying it, that means I'm enjoying it, or the third one says I'm not enjoying it. So based on these 3 options, I want to reach back to this person or these people. You can try to imagine this is a business now, and let me say you buy a particular product from someone. Which products do we buy most of the time? Let me give an example of the one at home. Which one is being used at home? Okay, like today now, I had to buy, or rather I had to purchase this credit for prepaid meter, right? So in this case now let's try to imagine I buy this, and let's say Nigeria is this open, where Benin Electricity decide, you know what, we want to make an automation for those people that are buying our products or our services, our credits. So we want to be able to reach back to them and know if they are even enjoying what they are using, if they are enjoying our services. So we liken it to this, and the first thing they say, okay, are you enjoying it? Yes. Are you enjoying it? No. Are you enjoying it? Somehow, maybe if you can do better, something like that. That's the neutral one, right? So based on these options, Benin Electricity can actually reach back to them and say, okay, we saw that you're not enjoying our services. Is there any way we can do better? Or is there something particular that you don't find enjoyable? And the person gets to respond. Now this is a way in marketing that you get user feedbacks. You are able to respond back to this user based on what option they've picked. This is not just about reviews or testimonials or reviews like this, where they send you a feedback, they're enjoying something or not. It can be based on other things as well. It can be based on other options. Let me say you decide, okay, for the example I'm going to give now, there was a case where there was a coach that needed to take in 10 students. Now he decided to run a form like this as well. And at the end of the day, this coach needed to know, okay, so after getting all their info, their name, their email, their WhatsApp number, and asking them basic questions based on what he wants to teach them, to know if they have an idea or not. Now he asks them in this place, instead he gets to ask them, okay, so how much do you have to invest into learning? it's the same way when you guys were trying to sign up for this JCIN class. When you're trying to sign up for this, try to imagine during that time. Let's assume they decided to use an AI automation or an AI workflow to screen out students. Let's assume we had over 100 students, and the max JCIN wanted to do was just 25. So that means we need to screen out at least 70% or 75% of them off, right? And we wanted to know if my network is bad, it's going on and off. Sorry about that. So we want to know if these people are serious or not. Okay, how much are you willing to invest into this? Because most of the time, when it comes to business, when it comes to marketing, we get to know that in this case now, uh, if people are not ready to invest into something for themselves, then it's almost like this person is not even ready to even get that service, or he's not ready to change his life. He's not ready to learn, or in many other cases. And I liken that to what JCIN did, because they had to say, okay, how much are you willing to invest? At the very least, we just want you to do something. We want you to take from your own pocket, even if it is very little. We want you to do it, so you get to use it as I'm not supposed to use the word investment now. You get to use it as something that can anchor you to saying, I must attend this particular class. I don't want to waste the money I added there. So now let us go back. In this case, you get to ask, oh, I am can you invest? You can put a rate there, something like zero. You can put $0, $0. That's how much are you? How much are you ready to invest into building your skill? So in this case now, let's just leave the feedback. $0, which says nothing. I'm not really bothered. Or let's say something like which other thing can come up? Okay, 500. Let's say $500 now, and I really I really want to learn. Or let me say, which other option can we give? Let's say something like this, which says I can go this far to learn. So if we're giving these three options instead, when it comes to marketing now, or when it comes to let's say when it comes to marketing, we're faced with three different options, which says this one, the first one means the person is not even ready. The person just probably stumbled across this form, maybe it attracted him or her, and in this case, you know what, no, I'm not ready to be part of this. I just want to peep. I want to know what is going on in this. Many people do that. So that means if this person clicked this, based on the response we get in, we're going to perform a different action. Now, on this one, I really want to learn. We can assume that this person wants to learn, and this person will want to be a part of this boot camp. Now, let's assume, unlike the fact that JCIN is doing this for almost free, it's basically free, but we have to use something to anchor you into this particular class. So which is why we use this. But let's assume JCIN is like a private organization that wants to make money off this. And someone says, oh, $10,000, I can go this far to learn. You can get to assume that what this private organization will have done was they will add every single person here into the bootcamp. And whoever is ready to pay more, in this case, they might decide to get a private tutor for this person. So they might decide to get a private tutor for this person, and because this person is ready to pay this much, then okay, you know what, we don't want you to be part of this class, but we want to separately train you so that you can what, get the worth of your money, something like this. It happens a lot when it comes to businesses, when it comes to marketing. It happens a lot. So in this case, we are going to give three options. Now let us return this back to what we used before, which was enjoying it, extend the boot camp, and not enjoying it. So I just had to use all this analogy so that you can get to understand what's really going on. So let's go back. Let's see if we can go back, or we might as well just leave this and let's see. So now we're going to do this thing to give these three options. The next thing we want to do is what determines this. Now the first filter says I am enjoying this boot camp. The second one says I think we need to extend the boot camp. The third one says I'm not enjoying this, can I see the tutor? So, and we want to pass this into a Gmail module. Now this is where emailing back this particular person comes in. Now we decide, you know what we want to do this time around, let us add an email functionality to this. We want to be able to get these students and email them immediately instead. So what we're going to do now is we're going to look for the Gmail app or the Gmail module. Since we want to send an email to them and we are receiving it already from the Google Forms. We're receiving it from the Google Forms. So we want to send an email to them. What we do is Gmail, send an email, get an email. No, we don't have an existing email we want to get. Reply to an email. No one sent an email for us to respond to. So we want to send an email. You can see when if you imagine what went wrong here now, or what happened here rather, in this Gmail part it said reply an email. You can imagine businesses use this particular module to reply emails every single time. So if anyone sends an email in, they are able to reply by adding an AI into it, an AI that knows about their business and is able to reply that particular email immediately. Now if you remember yesterday too, there was one job that we saw on Upwork that said something like this, but it's going to save it into draft instead. If you remember this job that says that, it said the goal is when a customer emails in Outlook, AI reads it and pulls the similar winning past email from our inbox or outbox using Pinecone RAG or similar, and auto drafts the reply in Outlook that mimics what was successful before rather. So you can see it the same way here. What we did here is it's almost the same thing. That's why I'm like, if you want to really understand how to build all these things, you can just go to Upwork or you can go to similar platforms. You can see the price here. If you can really do this and you apply for this and you are seen, this is almost like an easy job. This is an easy job. You can see the person even added make.com for workflow or Python if needed. They use Python most of the time. That is what they used to use before make.com, anything, and Zapier came in to code in if else statements, conditional statements. So in this case now, you can see that we could have even done this if what happened here was that I could have applied for this, but I wanted to wait for everyone so I could apply in front of everyone. This was one of my plans that day, but it's already 2 days now. Anyway, now let's go back to it. I had to just bring that back for you to see that most of these things are actually simple. So now we want to send an email, right? We want to send an email to them, but we want to send an email based on 3 different parts: enjoying it, not enjoying it, and extend the bootcamp. So in this case now, we cannot have everything enter here and send an email immediately. We need to break it into 3. So the same way now, you can duplicate this particular one. That's a clone. You can clone, and when you clone it and you want to connect it to that same one, you have to do it this way. You have to connect it from this new one, and it automatically creates a router. Now a router is going to depending on which filter, maybe they are enjoying it, it is going to give you a response. That is what a router does. I'm going to explain further on how this works. Now we're having 3, right? So that means we need another one. We get to clone it, and what? We add it, that's router 3. So you guys can see what's going on now. We're having this. You can see that our automation looks doper now. It looks doper now. Now, based on all this, now we want to filter it that based on the response coming in. But before that, we have to connect our Gmail as well. Now, this is where work comes in. This is where big work comes in. Let me see if our battery is enough to actually power this. Is everyone still with me? Is everyone with me? I need you to use your mic,
Yes,
please.
sir.
All right. Are you
Yeah.
are you getting everything I'm saying? Are you getting everything?
Yes.
All right. All
Yes,
right.
sir.
All right then. Please give me a moment. I want to
That
know
was
if
super. Okay.
okay.
I would love to clarify something. I think I didn't really pay attention.
Okay.
You were talking about the feedback, the multi-choice one,
Yes.
where there is enjoying it. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I think you at the point you only focus on that to connect with the notion. I didn't really pay
Okay.
attention
So
to that
so
part
when it comes to
because it
this,
has only three dots.
because it has only
Maybe because it is three options. That's why it has only three dots connecting to the notion.
you mean this?
No, no, the Google Forms.
Oh,
I
okay.
think we are focusing on feedback.
Yes, we are focusing on feedback. I want to show you how that works. What was it called? Okay, when you said, oh, I think I understand what you are saying now. Because it has only 3 dots, I'll be 1, 2, 3, right?
So,
Is that what you are saying? Because it has only 3 dots on the feedback? Yeah.
yes, sir.
Yes. That is why we decided to break this router into 3. A router just automatically creates itself when we decide to merge 3 different modules to connect to one here. So it just creates itself like that. Let me unlink this, unlink this, unlink this, and let's just delete this. So if we decide to just connect this, which on a normal day, if we did not have these options here, if we just add a feedback, tell me what you think. Let me say the feedback was not even options, but probably just text based on us hearing what they think. Okay, how much are you ready to invest? And they just type in a text. If it was something as simple as this, just one will have been enough for us to, okay, let us reach back to this person. We can probably put an AI in between, an AI that is able to talk to them based on their feedback, is able to listen. Then we're going to pass an email to them. We'll have only used this, but in this case we're using 3 options for our feedback. So when you bring this to try to connect to what has already connected to one module, when you do this, it automatically creates a router. Now it is different from this. These are error handlers. Error handlers are not modules per se, they are not apps. So even if what's it called, even if we do this, it is not going to join to the router. Error handlers are just they're like part of this particular one. They're just trying to help you safeguard your build in case anything happens. So they are not like these other modules. They're not apps. These are tools. When it comes to tools like this, you can connect it to the app. So in this case, we decide to use 3 feedback because we have 3 feedback options here, or we had 3 feedback options rather. So we had 3 feedback options here. That's why we decided to use these 3. So do you understand everything I've said so far, Fisayo?
Yes, I understood what she did before. I
Okay.
understand what she did now, but
Okay.
that was not what I was asking.
All right. Let me understand what you're asking.
Yes, sir. So, the Notion. How is I'm sorry, but how is the Notion going to know that it is the feedback you are focusing on to reply? If
Yes. Okay.
so, maybe when you continue, I will understand. I don't.
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
I am going to explain that part. I'm going to do that. So, but the thing
All right.
right now is that
All right.
I see that our power is not much. So, I want to pause this. I want to pause this now, everything we're doing, and I want to go outside and ask if we're going to have power in. So, are you with me?
Yes, sir. So,
All
so
right.
do we wait on the call for you?
Yes, yes, yes. Just please, let's do that. Let's wait.
All right, sir.
Let's wait. So I'll be back. Just give me 2 minutes, best. All right. So hold on. So we can continue. Yes. All right. So we can continue. Let me see if I can just um. So we're charging. All right. So let's continue the class. So in this case, let me see everyone that is here. All right. So we have. Yes, I'm even happy. At least we're able to continue this. So now to continue on this, you asked how would this connect? We are going to get back there. We are going to get back there. Let me on this. Let me power this. Uh, the heat is a lot. Okay. So once again, I'm sorry for the break. Sorry for the break. So what we need to do here now, since we want to send an email to them, we want to send an email to them. That's the goal right now, to send an email to these students. We need to first connect our Gmail account to it. And to connect our Gmail account, we also have a documentation here you can follow. You have a documentation here you can follow. So we're going to do just that. The idea behind most of these things is that even I myself do not know every single app, to how to connect every single app. An example now, though I'm familiar with all these ones, I don't know how to connect, let me see, or I've probably not connected, I've not connected, let me see, I've connected most of this. I've not connected, I've not connected this. Supabase. I've never connected it before. So if I want to get an idea on how to do this, I might have to just rely on this. It's very simple. So using this documentation most of the time just makes it easier for us to do all these things. So you don't have to be an expert that know every single app and how to connect every single app. You have a place that can just teach you how to do that easily. So you can see it here. This is for Supabase, but we're not using this now, right? So we're not using this. Okay, so we're going to use the Gmail, and to connect Gmail we need to do a couple of things. Let me see, hold on. We need to do a couple of things. Additional scope, Gmail API documentation. So if you can, there are actually a couple of things that we need to do here that might require a lot of steps, but I want everyone to be attentive right now, because this thing is actually it might seem like a lot, but it's not a lot. So when you click on this, create a connection, it tells you to sign in with Google as well. It tells you to sign into Google. Try to sign in with Google, and we see if it works. We see if it works. let's see if this works. Let's see if this works. All right, select all, then continue, then verifying connection, right? Wow, okay, I've connected it before. Yes, that is why I've connected this before once. That is why it's easy for me to do this again. But there are many for you in your own case. If you want to do it, you might have to what, refer to this, because there's something else you have to do aside from just connecting it easily like this. There's something else you need to do, and that is you might be told to go here to create and configure a Google Cloud Platform project for this Gmail. So in your case, you can try to see if you are being told to do this. You might be told to click on advanced settings and add your client ID or client secrets. You might be asked to do this. So if you try to connect on your own end and it doesn't automatically go like this, just what, come back here. You need to add these two. These are like API keys as well. The same way we add API key for Telegram and for Google AI Studio to collect our API key for our Gemini. The same thing, this also works as well. These are client ID and client secrets. They are also like tokens, or they are also like APIs. So how you will get this in the first place is you have to look at this. You have to create and configure a Google Cloud Platform. So this is the optional one that they say here, but there was a time this was, or did this change? Let me see. Is this guy on the call? Okay, I would have asked if he has tried this lately. Let me see. If this is really not necessary for you to do, then we'll just say, because there's another one called email here. This is supposed to be the one that sends by itself, sends an email. So let's see how this works as well. So create a connection, Google restricted. All right, so let's see. All right, so this is the thing. When it comes to these two, there are two modules that are like this here. I found the issue we have now. It's not like an issue per se, but like there are two modules now. There's email and there's Gmail. This email is general. That means you can use this particular one to connect to you can connect to Google, you can connect to Microsoft, that's Outlook as well. You can connect to Outlook, and in Outlook you have to use all this client ID. And also when it comes to Google as well, you have to also add all this as well. You have to use this. Why? Because they've said it themselves here. When using a personal Google account, which everybody's account is personal, when you are using a personal Google account, Gmail or at Google Mail, please follow this guide. It's this guide that you have to start creating Google Cloud Platform and many other things. But while you are using Gmail, if you want to use Gmail instead, you can just connect it to your Google account directly. That one is simple. That one is just straightforward. Because you have your Google account here already, you can easily connect that without having to go through all those stress. So that means this time around, everyone, you can just decide to use Gmail instead. So we don't go through the stress of doing all these other things. But there might be situations where you might be told to use that email. Let me say you want to connect Outlook instead. You might have to use that. So, but there should be an Outlook app as well. So let's search. If there's an Outlook app, you might not have to do it that way. You can see there's an Outlook app as well. So this time around, if you're using Outlook and not Gmail, you can also send an email. Let's use this to connect. You might also be told to create a connection, and this time around you see you cannot sign in with Google, so you might be told to use a client ID and client secret. And to do all these things, you need your documentation to guide you through the whole process. So these are different scenarios where you use this. There are some people that they don't use Outlook and they don't use Gmail. They use at Yahoo Mail, they use all these things. This is probably where you might have to start using, or some people use, I think, Photon, or some use iCloud. So in this case, you might have to what? You might have to use this email, built-in email, and where is it? We need to send an email. You might have to do a whole lot of what configuration here. Other SMTP. If it's not Microsoft or it's not Google, you might have to use other SMTP, which you'll be told to use Hotmail. You can see it here, Hotmail, the same Outlook, and several other email providing platform, or email providers as we call it, Zoho and others. These others probably includes Yahoo and many other, like iCloud rather, and many other ones. But all these things are a lot for us at this moment. So you know what? Let us once again stick with our Gmail. So we've been able to connect Gmail to this. We've been able to connect Gmail to this, right? Yes. So we have Gmail connected, and the same thing, we just have to configure the connection here. Yes, and the same thing here as well. So they all have connected to our Gmail account. So now what we do in this case, is the next thing it tells us to do. So we have three parts, right? One is for I am enjoying this. The other one is I think we need to extend, and the last one is I'm not enjoying this. So now we need to make a filter. This was what Fisayo was asking the other time. Now where we are getting our response from is not actually from Notion. Remember, there is mapping. When it comes to mapping, let us quickly do this. When it comes to mapping, you can see your Notion here. You can also see your Google Forms here. So because there's a module here, doesn't mean that whichever module you map here has to be just that module before you. You can map modules before the module as well. You can map other modules as well. You can see anything before, you can always map it. You can always map it. You need to know that. You can always map any module before the particular module you want to use. So you don't have to take anything from Notion. You can just go directly to your Google Forms. So in this case now, remember we have three options. When these people put in their details, we are going to send these things to our CRM. We have saved it. We are not touching Notion again. We are not actually touching Notion again. So we want to get the details from here to here. We cannot bring our Gmail directly here, because that will create a router. And these routers are options. They are options. So it's either you go here, or you go here, or you go here. That's the option we want to create. There are other routers too, the same router actually, that when your detail goes here, it can what? After it goes here, it will also go here again to go here. But in this case, we want to create options based on the feedback they want. So right now, I want you to just see routers as options. We have three options. So that means whoever is enjoying it will go here. Whoever is not, is probably needs us to extend it, will go here. And if they are not enjoying it, they will go here. So what we do now is we want to connect our Google Forms responses directly here by giving them by sending different emails to them based on what they say. So this is what we're going to do now. The first one is I am loving it, right? The positive one. So we're going to set a filter. It's called a filter. And how to set your filter is here on this line here, between these two connections, you can click on this. When you click on this, it's going to pop up a filter, set up a filter. So you can label the filter as this is a positive. This is you just giving it a name, positive. Okay, I was confused. Anyway, positive. Set the root as a fallback. The fallback is a back operator. No, just leave it that way. Now the condition here is where the filter comes in. This here should not confuse you at all. This once again are three options. This one is we are enjoying it. This one is I want us to extend, and this one is we are not enjoying it. So you click on what is here, what is right in between here. You click on this where they write first, second, third. This in this case now is second. This will be the second one. So you know what we are going to do now. Let's start from the first. Let's have the second one here. Yes, so we have it correctly, because since this is the first, this is where the automation is going to consider as the first thing to meet. So we can use this as enjoying it. The first one, this is the positive, and the condition we want to set is, we want to set a condition that, let's go back to our form now. Where is the feedback? This is the feedback. So our condition is based on the feedback. So once again, we've set the label, which you can put anything. Positive, I am enjoying it. And the condition we'll put here is, based on this feedback, we go down and we say, oh, okay, so this one, based on the value, whichever value we have, just click on value. Even though this says extend the bootcamp, that is just the response that came from that person. This time around, we just click the value. Is the value you need to add inside. Now, based on this condition, this is what I now want to tell you. On make.com, there are many things. There are several operators that you're going to work with. Now, these operators are like they are like conditions as well. Now, in these conditions, you need to say, now based on this text operator, this is text. When it's like saying, if the text you see inside this condition is equal to enjoying it, you have to type it exactly how it looks like on the form. So if it's equal to enjoying it, we need to really get this back. All right, so we have this once again. All right, if it's like this exactly, enjoying it, that's the I is well, let us leave it, since there's something I will explain there. If it's like this, enjoying it, so you can just put enjoying it. You can see we set the same thing for here too. This is neutral. This is neutral. I almost made a mistake there as well. Now you go to the same feedback, you look for the value of this feedback, add it here. This is extend the bootcamp. How did you put it here? Extend the bootcamp. These are small letters. All right, so extend the bootcamp. All right, so save this. And the third one is what? Negative, which says the same value as well. We pick the same value, and this will say text operator equals to what? Not enjoying it. How does it look here? Not enjoying it. Yeah, exactly that. So in this case now, whichever response comes in is what this module will work on. If on this part now where it says, hold on, let me zoom in, where it says enjoying it, this will be the first thing that will first come here. So when someone inputs their detail, based on whatever they say, it's first going to know if does it apply to this. Did the person say they are enjoying it? If the filter says yes, it's going to let them in. It is like you are in a club. I'm using a club for example, right? Pardon me. So if you are in a club now, and you can assume they are VIPs and they are normal members of the club, right? So in this case now, this is the VIP room, and what if you are not a VIP, you don't have a VIP card, you are not able to go in. Now there are 3 VIP categories. There is probably the bronze, and there is the gold, and there is the platinum, or something like this. So you can try to imagine it now. So you can see that if this person only has if this person doesn't have a bronze, this person will not be able to come in. So if what this person has is a gold, we are upgrading the person's own to this. If what this person has is a bronze, it cannot come into the gold. If what this person has is a platinum, this person can also come into the gold. If this person has platinum, is going here. So if this person has bronze and it comes here, we're going to reject him because this is for platinum members. So you can try to see the way this works now. It's based on the filter we've set. Bronze, gold, and platinum. Actually, it's supposed to be like bronze, platinum, and gold. That's the order, right? So anyway, that is how this filtering stuff works. You just need to be able to what? Have this route and what? Or have this router, then set these values here. Remember, this label is just what you decide to name it. It's your choice. Anything, you can put anything that makes you remember this is actually the positive one, or this is the negative one, or this is the neutral, anything that makes you remember. This is where your real work comes in. Now, you need to know that these text operators mean many things. This basic operator it is more like a general operator that can take text or numbers or anything. You can take numbers or any kind of operator. This one equal to is a text operator, which means we are taking a text in. Now, if the text is equal to, if what we have in that text is equal to this, the character, the space, every single thing is equal to what I just added here, then I want you to let the person in. That means this person has a bronze card. So that is how all this thing works. Do you understand everything I've explained so far before we continue? Do you guys understand, or do we have to go over everything again? Should we go over everything, or should we test run this? You guys should signify, please. Let us know. This is still running. Okay, anyone? No one?
Let's test run it.
All right, no problem. Okay, so in this case now, we've not set everything up. That's the thing we have now. And we need to have, when it comes to emails, in this case now, we're using this for a business, right? And we need to have a subject. Though this is not an email marketing class, but I would say most of this, when it comes to subjects, you need to let the person aware that you are the one sending this. So in this case now, you can put JCIN class or something. For most of the time, when it comes to subject and things like this, since they are your customers, you need to let them know that you are the one. So you can put a subject that is familiar with them, JCIN or FOIE, or JCIN FOIE class. So the body type can be either of these two. Raw HTML means you are just adding HTML format text inside, or HTML format content inside, or you have what you want to add text, images, and many other things. When it comes to HTML formats, this is like literally the plain. This is not plain text format actually. This is for those that have done programming, you know what an HTML is. An HTML is not a programming language. It's called hypertext markup language, right? So, but in this case, you can decide to do that. When you do that, there are cases when you decide to type and you want to add an HTML property inside, like BR. There's something we call BR. You don't need to know this. You can add BR to it. Or let's use BR here. And this BR, what it does is it breaks the line. It's called break. So that means anything you type again, even if you do this, if you send this email without this BR, if you do this and you type anything, everything is going to come together like this in the email. So in HTML, they used to add what? They used to add this to it. They add this to it. So it can break and what? Leave that space. That is what this does. This is basically what this does. So this is in HTML, but in this time around, we want to do this. We want to use what? We want to use collection of contents, which means you can decide to add a text, you can decide to add an image. There are some emails that have images, you guys do know. So in this case, you can just use this most of the time. You can decide to use this. So now we want to add our text. We can add options. Now for the first one, it said if people are enjoying it, right? If people are enjoying it, the action of the email module should send an automated email saying, I'm glad you're enjoying it, see you in the next class. So we copy this and we go here and we just paste this in. You can make this smaller. You paste this in, save it. Oh, okay, there's something we are missing. We are missing one field. That was why it did not save. We tried to save it, nothing happened. So I went up. We are missing the to field. That's the recipient. Now, who are we sending this thing to? We've not picked the person. We need to map that person inside too. So we have connected our own Gmail. That is the from. It is sending from us. We are the sender. The receiver is who we have not sent it to. So you now look for the person's email down there. You can see this email here. You look for the person's email as well. Look for the value. That is it. We look for the value. So what happens here now is what we've mapped that person's email into this. You can see it. We've mapped it. So this time around we can save it and it's going to work. So what we're going to do now, since we want to test run everything here, let us fill in for the rest as well. The same thing, you go to your Google Forms. You can also map what is in Notion, but the best thing is just go to Google Forms directly. You can map what is in Notion because Notion is also going to give you properties. You can see email here, it's also giving the same value. You can actually do that. But the best thing, so you get to know where you are getting your information from, just use Google Forms directly. There are cases where we might have to connect Notion into something else where you can actually do that. So you can do any of this, but because this time around this is personally for me, I see this as one of the things you need to be able to work on if you want to be an AI automation specialist with good practices. Yes, let me use that, practices. So you need to follow this kind of things. Since you are getting your answers from Google Forms in the first place, you don't need to go through Notion. So you can just decide to get your value here as well, which is the email we're sending to. This subject also says JCIN. You can change it, JCIN Foye class, and we are choosing this as well already. You can just make this smaller. And what are we doing for this? What are we seeing for this? So we are seeing this is extend it, right? This is extend it. So we are seeing, oh sorry, not this, it's this. So you can make all this smaller if you are not using the other elements like a signature. You're not adding a signature, you're not adding an attachment. An attachment can be also an image, a file, can be your CV or anything. But in this case, this attachment, you could have gotten it from somewhere. You cannot upload them, or you cannot upload this attachment. You have to have mapped it from somewhere as well. So but there's no attachment. We don't have any attachment mapped. So if it's that what we have done was, let's assume we have decided to collect the images of people in that are filled in the form. We tell them to upload their image. We'll have decided to ask something like, is this you? That kind of stuff. So there are many things you can do on this, but for the meantime, we are not using attachments. So you can make this smaller. It's going to call in empty since we are not doing anything. So yes, I hear you. I would love to know more. Can you reply to this email and tell me exactly what topics you want more time on? This is for the neutral one. And the last one is the negative one. So in this case now, we do the same thing. We pick the value of the email. Where is it here? Bring it down, pick the value. Subject here. Since this is a negative one, we can decide to use oh my goodness, really? All right, so this is our subject this time around, and let's make this one smaller. Now the body type is for the text. Now what we want to say here is, since the negative help me, I'm not enjoying this, can I see a tutor? The response we are going to give them is, I am sorry to hear this. Here is his WhatsApp link. Here is the tutor's WhatsApp link. So you can decide to just message the tutor yourself and confirm if, just talk to the person if you need more help. So we add the person's WhatsApp link, whatsapp.me / let me say +2348109158117. So let's assume this is the link, right? And decide to just make this smaller too and save it. Now we've mapped every single thing. What went wrong here? There's something that went wrong here. Something went wrong here. Okay. Alright, so we're having an issue here. I don't know why we're having this issue. Is there a reason why we're having this issue? You can use HTML tags, this. It's not supposed to be any issue. It's not supposed to be any issue. Body contents. You can decide to also use this way. But this time around, I'm really not getting it. Okay, sorry, hold on. Let me check this ones. Okay. Let me see if this thing is not coming up. We should just connect this here. Sorry, hold on. All right. So I'm trying to figure out why this says value empty, because they are not empty. Save anyway. Let's try to reload it. Let's try to reload this and let's see what comes out. Okay, so I'm back here again, still saying the same thing. Are we missing anything? Let me see. Let me try this again. Maybe I'm overlooking something. Okay, you can see the issue we actually faced here. This is it. Because I decided to click this in. Man, that was why. So yeah, we're good to go actually. So is everyone still with me? Is everyone with me? Let's know if we should continue.
Yes.
Alright.
Yeah.
I hope it's not boring. Is it boring? Should we end the class? Maybe,
No.
maybe you're bored, or we should just get ready for church tomorrow.
But we are
Go on.
But this is the last one.
Yeah, it is actually. It is. So,
And so let's just check.
all right then. So now let's go on with this. So we have worked on this. Wait, when you say this is the last one, you mean the last build? Yeah, yes, it is. It is basically, it is. This one, I'm just supposed to explain this to you. So this is the last build we are making, and we want to test run this and see if this works. So let's run this. Oh, we have something now. We have an issue now, which is, though this worked as usual, it's going to work because it's watching responses. Its own job, it has done it. It did not get any response in, but we don't have new responses. We actually don't have new responses. So what are we going to do here? Will anyone fill in the form? Maybe we can fill in the form live or something. Let's see. Okay, you know what? Let's just use existing data. So let's use existing data from the first day. And the first day should be from that's Fisayo's and Cynthia's own, right? So let's try this. Let's try this. So we tried this, and you can see we got in this worked, and we got in this and this. We got in 0 here. Why? Let's see why. Let's see why we got in 0. So if you remember clearly, we have 2 responses every time coming in because of the limit we set. We have 2 responses. This limit here, the 2 here, makes us get 2 responses every single time. Makes us get 2 responses every time, and because of that, we are able to what? Filter in 2 at the same time. That's 1 here. You can see 1 here, 1 here. Also the same thing is showing you 1 here, 1 here. So it ticked it, saying yes, an answer went through. Another one, another answer went through. This one is 0 because nothing came in from here. So now, which one went through? Hold on. This one, you can see what happened here. Let me see. Let me show you guys this. Let's bring it here. Why is it this big? It's not supposed to be this big. But anyway, we can see it boldly. So enjoying it came in. Enjoying it came in. For the bundle 2. Okay, this was what happened. We had 2 results coming in, and the first one says enjoying it, and it came in, it was correct. The second one came in, it was not correct, because this time around it was not equals to enjoying it. It was what? Extend the boot camp, right? So the other one now, the other one here, which is neutral, extend the boot camp, it was wrong, because the first answer we got was from Chiamaka, and she said she was enjoying it. So that means the answer here is enjoying it and not extend. That's why it cancelled it out. And it's what is happening basically is that it is taking the same result, is sending it here. That same result is sending it here again. The same result is sending it here. That means the 2 results from the 2 participants, from these 2 people here, we have their names here. This is Esther, and this is Esther, and this is also Alabi Esther. These are the 3rd and the 4th. I would have loved if we had from Cynthia, because I don't know if the Esthers are actually here. I don't know if they are here. Are the Esthers on the call? Are the Esthers on the call? They are not on the call. Is Chiamaka on the call? She's also not on the call. Wow. So they are not active today.
I'm on the call.
Where are you? I can't find you.
Hello.
Yeah. Oh my God. I can't find you here. That's why. But since you're on the call, alright. So we have Chiamaka and Fisayo here, right? So let's see if we can find their own details. If what we have to do is probably to add, we might have to add again. Let's try to add this. So we start from the beginning. let's have this. We'll start from scratch. So we're going to be able to access the option that says, the option that tells us this here. This is a copy for the email alert. Copy. Sorry, this is not something we need. So JCIN automation, and this, yes. So this time around now you can see all this. So we want to pick from all, and this all will give us right from the beginning from Chiamaka and Oluwafisayo. So alright, so let's try to run this now. First and second. So let's see the results. Is this from Chiamaka? Should probably be yes. So now let's even ask them, did you get emails? Can you guys check your emails? Can you guys check your email? Chiamaka and Cynthia and Fisayo, can you please?
Yes, I got an email.
All right. Please, can you screenshot it and drop it on the group? Let's see how they look like. So let's see. From Chiamaka, she got. This is Chiamaka's own, and I know that because she said she's enjoying it. Though this one is not supposed to be Nutra, but I just named it Nutra. This is more of, you want more, right? No problem. So this one, system folder, sent. All right, sent. So the input, the body says, I'm glad you're enjoying it. Okay, so this is from Chiamaka and this is from. All right, are you guys dropping it? Let's see them from your own end. So you can see that this automation is working. All right, so this automation is working, and that is because, once again, the results, you can see that we got 2 responses because of the limit we set, right? So those 2 saved on our CRM. After saving on our CRM, we decided, you know what, based on their responses, let's reach back to them. I want to talk to my customers more. Let us see if there's any way I can make them feel like, wow, this business is big, this company is big. They even care about my feedback. They are even concerned about this. This is part of the marketing strategy we use. So what we do is we set up the filter based on this, and we are like, okay, so if their text, the text operator, what this means is simple. It's just saying the text. You want to use a text. You want to use it based on the text. So now, if a text come in, if it's equal to the answer there, if it's equal to exactly how it is here, you have to do it there. Now there's another option. Option that also does text operator equal to, but this time around case insensitive. Now let's test run this. It's basically the same thing, but there's one that says case insensitive. That means, in this case, that means even if, you know what, let me just save this and let's test run it again so that you guys get to see what's happening. Case insensitive. Wait, what is this? For I'm enjoying it. All right, save. For Nutra, what does it keep showing me this? For Nutra, let's see, case insensitive again, and save. Extend the bootcamp, right? And save. So if you try to run this again, we ran this just 3 minutes ago, Abby. So we try to run this again. You see it worked again, right? So case insensitive, what this does is that we try to remove this now. Let's see what we can do again. I want to go back again and show you guys something. Let's try to bring this out. All right, so in this time around now, I want to use case just normal one. I want to use a normal one. I should have not gone to the case insensitive first. I should have used a normal one. So let's use a normal one. Sorry about this, guys, but you guys might be getting a lot of emails today. You might be getting a lot of emails. So Let's do it once again. So you guys will see that this time around we save their details again on our Notion, and okay, I think I know what went wrong now. Let me change this to enjoying it. It's basically the same thing, right? It's basically the same thing. Extend the boot camp. It is basically the same thing. Okay, once again, you guys are receiving emails. I hope you guys are enjoying my emails. Now, this time around, you guys will see that nothing went through. What went wrong here is based on the fact that we gave it what? Small, and on this form, what we gave it was a capital letter rather than a small letter. So this equals to, the operator we gave it is case sensitive. It wants the exact thing you gave it. That is what it wants. But if you use case insensitive, what happens here is that even if you use this and you change this T to a big T, and you probably use a small I or anything, since it says enjoying it is enjoying it, it's going to be enjoying it. So this time around it is going to work because what? It is exactly what you chose, but you just decide to probably use small letter or your capital letter wrongly. So any way you want to do it, you can decide to use bootcamp here, you can decide to use this T as well, you can make it the capital letter here, and what? So other than capital letter and small letter, we call it uppercase and lowercase. So in this case now, we can try to run it again. Sorry, you guys might be getting tired of these emails already, but I like sending emails. So you see that it worked this time around. Okay, did we use, what happened? We did not make this case insensitive, sorry. So but this time around I'm not going to send emails because they are probably tired of it already. So you know what, you can just try to assume, sorry, I'm going to send the email again. So I'm going to make everybody see that this worked. Yes, you can see it's working now. So most of the time I personally use case insensitive because I'm the one that built it, right? I know what I want, you get. So at this point I just leave it to them, anything. Now this case insensitive is best because you can try to imagine a scenario where it asks them, let me say text now, and it tells everybody, it gives you give the option from here instead and tell them, you know what, options, you give them options and you say options, right? And you say enjoying it, that's extend the boot camp, and the third one is not enjoying it. Now what I want to show you here is that you can try to imagine in a case where anybody, we are like more than we are 10 here, right? But we are more than 20 on the group generally, and we got in 16 responses, right? Now you can try to imagine that everybody will probably not put this thing the same way. What I mean here is that because I might feel lazy, and I'm like, I want to put this cap letter, and I'm like, at this moment my caps lock is not on, so let me just use when I input it, I will just use enjoying it like this. Sorry, I might not be able to input anything here, so I will just use this. Let me say equals to. You can try to imagine me typing here. I can't do that because this is the editor option here. So instead of saying this, on this, the answer I will put while filling the form, I might just say enjoying it. It is still enjoying it, but this time around I'm not putting it exactly the way it looks like here. So many people might decide to use enjoying it, or they might even decide to use this one. They will put it in caps, You get, and someone might even use that one in caps and use this one in small letter. They will still write enjoying it, but you need to be aware that these people might decide to use different what uppercase, and it's not the same as everybody. Out of the 16 responses we got, I'm pretty sure that, let's just imagine half of them use this. No, let's use a quarter of them use this like this, enjoying it exactly how I put it, and another one decide to use this, and the I is uppercase. Another one decide to use this, and they use a smaller case. You get? Another one decide, okay, you know what, both, I'm not going to even use anything at all. So you can try to imagine that we have several people. So the best thing I just use here in this case is case insensitive, because it accepts everybody, even if they are black or they are white, or they are Asian or anything. You can decide to accept them. So that was what happened in this case. It accepts everybody. There's no racism. There's no, oh no, you have you are probably white or you're black or anything. So that's what happened in this case. So I most of the time use case insensitive, but there are some situations where you might decide, you know what, no, I want this person to put exactly that. You get? So well, you can do that. So that is case insensitive. Now there are other operators here. The basic operator here, you can say exists. When you say exists, it means that this one gives us direct answer, exists. When you choose for the neutral, this value, you can say condition is okay. So sorry, what I could have done was, I would have said, I'm coming, the value for this exists. This is more like, rather than options, this is more like, if you receive a particular, let me see, if you receive a particular answer, if it exists, I'm trying to look for a scenario where we have to create this. But basically what happens in this case is, you are trying to confirm what this person is saying. Now a situation can be, okay, yes, I am able to use one now. So now we're using enjoying it, right? We might decide to say, let's say, oh my god, should I use that, or required, this is where thinking comes in. So I don't want to take too much time here, but when it comes to this, now you can try to imagine a scenario where we have all this as required. Just imagine this. We have all of these questions as required. Now imagine a scenario where it is not required, rather. Everything is not required. Now we choose not required here, we choose not required here, we choose not required here, not required, and everything. Now because it's not required, this person decide, you know what, I don't want to input my email. I don't want to add my email to it. I don't want anybody to see my email. Now in this case, what happens is that, because this person did not put their email, we'll decide that since you want to cheat us from getting your email, what we're going to do is that, if you don't exist, does not exist, this is where you now put something like, for the email now, you put something like email value, that's email, the value does not exist. If it doesn't exist, what do I want to do? Or if it exists, rather, let me use exist now. If it exists, it can pass through. If it doesn't exist, that means it's only if it exists. If it doesn't exist, it's not going to pass through, right? Now if this says doesn't exist, it has to work in the reverse way. But what we're going to do now, to make you guys understand, basically, you can just reverse it. You can reverse it in your own head, basically. So when it says it exists, that means the person added their email. It exists, so I want you to send this email to them. Now what I'm trying to say is that, try to remove this. Let's remove this now. Let's imagine a scenario where we don't have this. Okay, you know what, let's save this first. Let's save this, then remove this too. remove these two, remove this as well, and we connect this to it. Let's imagine a scenario where we're just getting the emails of everybody, right? We're not trying to screen them based on their options, and we're also not trying to use anything filter. So if you don't want to use a filter, you want is just to cancel this, cancel it, delete this, and save back again. Everything will go off. Now we want to just reach out to everybody. We are not trying to use our feedback and say, okay, let's reach back to this person, let's do this, let's do that. We're not doing that. We just want anybody that inputs their email, we want to what? We want to reach out to them, and we want to what? Just send an email to them. So I'm glad you're enjoying. I'm glad you are a part of this boot camp. So because they decided to input their email and they are one of us now, we decided, you know what we are going to do? We are going to send an email to you, so you are going to know you are important to us, and we're happy because you want to learn as well. So when we save their email, this is like a scenario that I'm going to give, or an analogy I'm going to give here is, try to imagine a business. Now their customers have bought something from them, and they've collected their email and they have saved their email. They want their customers to feel important, that we have your email now, and we want you to know that we are happy that you got to we got to buy from us rather. So after having the email, they decide to map everything. They decide to say, you know what, yay, you are a winner, or something like that. You are a winner, something like this. Or you are a part of the family. You are part of the family, and you decide to save it. So when you save this, the next thing, when the customer comes in and they add their email and everything, you decide, okay, you know what, I'm going to send an email to this person to let the person know we like them and the fact that they are a part of us. Sorry, it seems that was just the subject. I did not change anything here. So I'm glad you're a part of this family, right? I'm glad you're a part of this family. All right, save. So yeah, you guys sent it, right? Thank God. I like this. So from Jude Nirvana. Okay, that's how I saved. Oh dang, forgotten. Which email am I using? All right then. So once again, this is a business. We want these people to feel like they're part of our family, right? Which they are. Since they bought from us, you are buying from me, you are part of my family, like that. So in this case, I decided, okay, you know what, I'm going to send an email to them. And once again, hmm. All right. Okay. It went off. Okay. So we're waiting for network now. Waiting for network. All right. Okay. Network. I am back. network issue. It's connected now. It's connected now. Why is it still taking long? Everyone is probably waiting. Everyone is probably waiting. Why is this taking this long? It's almost 9. Can you hear me? Can everyone hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. Sorry. It was the network. It was the network. It went off on my end.
Oh, sorry about that, sir.
Yes, ma. Thank you, ma. So yeah. Let's just go back. So we're even lesser now. Lesser now. Let's just tell everyone. Network. I'm back. So we're almost done. We're actually almost done. So now to end what we're building, or to more like complete it. So what I was trying to do here was to run this particular module. Let me see. Do we have everything set up? Yes. Let's set it up. So let's see. Is it the same thing? No. This is sending to other people. So let's run the one with Fisayo, and Cynthia as well. Okay, so we just sent this to Fisayo and Cynthia once again, and we're going to see that this time around it's probably got, oh, this is Oluchi Grace. Okay, now things are happening. So anyway, I just sent this to 2 more people, and you can see that what it's actually went through. So I just what I was doing there was I was trying to give you an analogy or a situation where this can actually happen in a business, where a business needs this, where you as a specialist in this case, or you as the expert, you need to be able to understand some of these things, this scenario where this can happen or this needs to happen. So this is what happens. You can see the input and everything went well, everything ticked. So you can see that what we had, and we were able to understand how to also make use of filters. We were able to understand which situation this can happen. We're able to use this several filters the exists, does not exist, text operator, contains also almost works the same way. That means this one now, the way it works is that I can just put, rather than enjoin it, I can just put enjoin, contains enjoin. That means the condition there, I can just put enjoin, or let me say not enjoin, or extend. So this one, it contains that particular thing. It doesn't have to have the whole thing. Equal to is the whole thing. Exist is more like the whole thing as well. Contains, that means something is there. It, you can also decide to choose it here as well. That means enjoin it. But this time around, you need to know that it has enjoin it, not enjoin it. The only one that it will cancel out is extend the bootcamp. So you can decide to choose enjoin for enjoying it, but not enjoying it also as enjoin. You need to see all of these things. So you need to just be able to know, okay, what should work for this. In this case now, since we have enjoin, since we have not enjoying it, and we are unable to use contain effectively here, you can decide to just choose what? You can decide to choose equal to. Let me use this. You can decide to choose the equal to. So this time around, you know that what equals to works the best for this particular thing, and that is what you use here. Equals to, case insensitive. So these are scenarios where you get to build this, you get to work on all of these things. So I would expect right after this, everyone should also try to attempt this thing. Just what? Add router, or add this Gmail to it, and clone it. There's a clone here. You have routers to show up, and what? Add one more, and we are more or less done. Now, there was something I added on this particular resource page. What I did here was simple. Let me see. Let me increase the brightness. Sorry. So what I did here was simple. Now, in a case where rather than email, we want to have WhatsApp instead. We want to add a WhatsApp. If you want to be an iTicket expert, you can use tools that people actually check. Most people check their WhatsApp more than their email, which is true. Now, in this case, now in marketing, if you decide, okay, I think I was making use of the example of a vendor, right? Of a vendor. So this time around, let me just delete this. This and this, just delete. All right. So we are making use of a vendor, right? So in this case now, you can try to see in which scenario would, let me see if I'm able to connect to this. Still not working. So in which we want to message these people directly. There are different ways which we can actually use WhatsApp, but you need to be careful about this. From experience, what I've been able to notice from experience is that if you want to do this thing with your own, can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Is it my network?
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
All right. Someone says she can't hear me. So in this case, you can try to imagine. I hope you can hear me now, Olayinka. So in this case, you can try to imagine that you want to send a WhatsApp message directly to them. There are several WhatsApp API methods that you can actually use. But the thing about it that I've noticed is that they block people's accounts. Many people's accounts have been blocked because they wanted to learn this AI automation stuff using WhatsApp and the rest. Because many people also need it for their own personal stuff, right? So what the safest way I was able to figure out was using a platform called, there are two ways. This one is a verified method to do it using Meta. That's Google Business, that's WhatsApp Business API, where you get to register here. It is WhatsApp itself. It's Meta that has this. Facebook, Meta. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So But most people that have used this, it has blocked their account. If they are not using this the right way, it's going to block your account. There are several steps here. So I was able to just figure out a better option, which is I just look for twocharts.co. Twocharts.co. Now these two charts works this way, sorry. So you can see they've changed their UI. It's not the same as the green we all had here before. So basically you can see what's up here. You can just use a free trial. I think the free trial is for 7 days. It's probably 7 days I used it. 7 days or 14 days or something. But this is actually enough for you to do anything you want to do, at least to test run it to see how it works. So you can see the pricing. I want you to see the pricing before you choose a free trial. So you can see that the pricing here says monthly for a single plan is $40. So you might decide not to touch this for long. You don't need to input your card. 7 days free trial. You can actually test run this and it will work. It will work. You'll be able to see how this works basically. And if you want to use it, you just have to click on add a module. You have to click on add a module, then look for two charts. You can see two charts is here. Two charts is available here. So what you do now can be, you can first check if the phone number is actually for WhatsApp. You know, in our form, we included something here. We said WhatsApp number, right? Whoever inputs their number, it might not actually be a WhatsApp number. So we can decide to, you know what we want to do? Let us test it first. So you check if the number is a WhatsApp number first. You have to create connection. You have to add their API as well. To do this also, you can use this tutorial. Everything is readily available for you, honestly. Everything is readily available. It is very simple. So you can just follow this process too, which will direct us to TwoCharts documentation themselves. It's TwoCharts that has this. So and I personally have tested this. In fact, I've spoken to their founder as well, because there was a time I was trying to work on something with them. So I've spoken to their founder and I really love this. I really love this solution that they've been able to offer without blocking accounts too. And I've used this for a couple of clients and businesses as well. So this is a go-to option. You can also recommend this for businesses or clients. Probably, let me say you help a WhatsApp vendor, or you help a business in Nigeria to even do this. It is possible for you to just tell someone you can help them to automate things like this for their business, even in Nigeria here. So in this case, you can decide to tell them they should subscribe for this, but you need to know that this plan that we have here is what, 40. So you need to know if they are able to afford this at all. If they're able to afford this. So in this case, you might have to also understand some things here. And take note of all of these things to know if it works in your favor or if it works in the business favor or not. So for this one, they will give them a virtual number. They don't have to have their own number. In this one, they have to integrate their own number to it. So there are just several other things, but to be honest, you personally can just test run this using a live free trial. And you can decide to add WhatsApp feature into what you are building. So that was what I just tried to explain here. It's nothing big, but I called it the pro move because in this case you are not reaching out to people on their email, which most people might not check. Let us assume Fisayo doesn't use her email often, or she's not the email person. She might feel like, okay, you know what, let me say next year she might decide to check her email and she sees that the bootcamp she went for in JCIN, they even sent an email to her. So in this case, you can decide to use WhatsApp, which many people use. Now, there's one thing I also tell most of my clients that I recommend TwoCharts for, which is I ask them, in your area, do they use, or in your location, do they use WhatsApp often? Do you personally use WhatsApp? They say yes. Every household use WhatsApp. All right, if they do that, then let us add this feature into it. It will make us convert better. This is what I tell them. It will make us convert better. So in this case, you can see The strategy I added here was, if the student selects not enjoin option, the system doesn't just email them, it triggers a WhatsApp message to them immediately. This was the option I wanted to add, but this would be a lot of processes if we decide to do two charts right now. But it is not hard. It's also the API stuff. When you create your account on two charts, it will direct you to you will see your dashboard as well, and there is just a little corner here that says developer section. You click on it, you'll be able to see this. It will tell you API access, blah blah blah. You'll be able to just name your API or create an API here, new API. It's as simple as this. So for new accounts, I've exhausted my own emails on two charts, so I'm unable to create a new free account. So you can just do the same thing, and if anyone says they are not enjoying it, these two are still okay. They are positive options, right? They are positive feedbacks. For this feedback is a bit negative, so we want to, or it's negative rather, so we want to be able to message them on WhatsApp directly. So we are the tutor. We even want them to be in contact with the tutor immediately. So the tutor will be able to use that WhatsApp, which will connect the tutor's number to, and message them immediately, saying, or let me say, you can message them after a couple of seconds or minutes. How do we do that? I'll show you how we do that. So this is what we do. Basically. Now we have let's assume we've made our connection already on two charts, and we want to message them after 2 minutes. What we do is we decide to add a module. It's also the same thing. It's the same thing as you just looking for a module here, add a module, and we add something called sleep. This is a tool. The same way we have this error handler. That one is not a error handler. It's not an error handler rather, but it is also a tool. Remember, tools are not like modules, but this time around you can put it in between modules. A sleep means you want it to sleep, you want it to pause a bit before it sends. Let me show you now. So you add a sleep tool. You can see it's under the word tool rather. You can add a sleep and put it right in between. So what sleep just does is, if you click on it, it delays it. That okay, how many minutes or how many seconds before we say let me get into this particular module. So whatever you run, we spend that amount of time circling this particular module before it sends here, or circling this particular tool before it sends here. I'll use an example, but we did not connect our two charts, so this one will give us error. You can expect an error here. We did not connect our two charts. So let us click save. Sorry, we've not added the amount of seconds. The number of seconds for which the scenario execution must be suspended. So this works in seconds, and 300 seconds is 5 minutes, right? 300 seconds is 5 minutes. So 5 minutes is the highest delay it can ever give you. So you can decide to use, let's use 10 seconds, 10 seconds, and we save it, and we decide, okay, two charts is not connected. Yes, remember we will get an error here because we did not add two charts. So let's run this using Fisayo's on here. Do we have it here? Oh my god. All right, so one of this is for Fisayo and Cynthia. Contains error, please fix first. Probably it's because of this. Anyway, you know what we do. Let's just unlink this. Let's save this and let's run this again. One of this is for Fisayo and Cynthia. So you see that when it gets here, it starts to load. It's delaying for 10 seconds actually, just 10 seconds. After 10 seconds, the first one went. You're waiting for 10 seconds again before the second one will pass through. This time around, though, we did not connect because we did not create the account. So if we had created an account, we would have been able to see it go live inside immediately, and it will have messaged Fisayo and Cynthia as well on WhatsApp. So this is how it works. There's no crazy thing rather than you just having to set up your two chats and add your delay to it. You can decide to add your delay. And what is next on this is, I think we are basically done. So I hope everyone understood everything we have done on this class so far. I hope you guys understand what we've done on this class, or in this class rather. Are you guys with me? Are you guys with me? Okay, yeah, you got the email again, right? Are you guys with me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you very much. Are you guys tired?
Yes, sir.
That is normal. That's very, very, very normal. So sorry, it had to take us this long because we had to ensure we explain every single thing. So I am happy you guys got to this point so far. You guys were able to work on this. You guys were able to build this together with me, and you got the main idea about AI automation. In most of our builds, we're able to mention many things, tools, we're able to mention filters, we're able to mention many other things. Most of these things are the things you likely meet in most of the jobs you take in the future. And you just having other apps that, aside from Notion, you might have to use Google Sheets. Aside from Google Forms, you might have to use like Tally, Typeform, and it might not even be this. It might be you using an entirely different app like Airtable, like Go High Level, like many more other apps in the future. So you guys can expect a lot. But one thing I want you to remember is it's very easy, and it just requires you to know. Okay, you want to know if a particular option is possible. If a particular option is possible, there's something flying around. Sorry, there's something flying around. So if a particular option is possible, you want to know, you can decide to search Google for this. Search Google, okay, is this possible on make.com? If it's possible, if it says yes, tell it to give you detailed steps. You can follow that steps and what? Come here. This is basically the trick. One of the tricks I use. I decide to search that and see, is this possible on make.com? Yes. How? I will see the detailed step. I will see the apps I need to use for this, or the recommended apps rather, and I tell this client, okay, you know what, this is possible. The main thing behind all this is they are not trying to say, as an AI automation specialist, oh, do you know all the apps in this world? No. They are trying to say, are you familiar with these platforms? That is what that matters. Are you familiar with using make.com? If you are familiar with it, have you faced a lot of issues in it? That is what they are trying to ask. Now, you facing issues will require you to know, okay, if I'm facing any issue, let me consult documentation here. The documentation or help, whichever one you call it, you can consult it here by just what? Opening it and seeing how to set it up. Okay, another thing when they ask you, when you are trying to work for a business to solve their problem, is you just knowing what are the apps we need to use for this. You might have not have heard of the app before, but if you can research on it, you know, okay, we need to add an AI to this so it can return a response. We need to use since we need a CRM, we might need to use I might need to ask this client, do they use a CRM? Do you have a CRM? When you ask that, they say yes. Okay, which CRM do I use? I use ClickUp. Oh, ClickUp. I don't know ClickUp. But fine, it's a CRM, right? It is also probably almost like Notion, right? Or it's almost like HubSpot. There are other CRMs to like Airtable. There are other CRMs to like Go High Level. So that means since they are mostly similar, then no problem. We should be able to work on this. It's as simple as this. I am giving you all these things because this is what I do personally. It's not hard. Things are not hard. And this, when you when you try to leave the mentality of seeing things as I don't know this thing, or I don't know this thing up to this person, so I'm unable to handle this job, that is when you failed. But if you're able to see it as, I'll figure it out, we'll figure it out together. If a client asks you, can you do this, and you are not sure, or probably you've not done that particular connection before, you can try to tell the person you've done a similar connection, and you can bring up that similar connection and tell the person, when it comes to their app, you are familiar with their app and you know how to do it. As simple as this. Because what? For you to know how to do it, you'll have probably quickly used your phone, or you've probably researched something, and like, how do you do it? And Google gives you directions on how to do it. And what? You know how to do it already. But one thing you need to just know is that you are familiar with Make.com already, and you're able to handle this project. Another thing I also said is, you need to also know that while these apps, you're able to do these things on these apps, another thing you need to know is, these apps, you need to know if what they have API or they have modules on Make.com. You need to know that. Now, if they don't have modules on Make.com, if you search and they don't have it, you need to be able to search if they have APIs instead. Because if some apps don't have modules or apps on Make.com, but their API means that, hi, we are able to connect to other apps. That is what it means. That is what an API does. You are able to connect to other apps, and if so, then there's no problem. There are other things we'll address in the future, for we are going to still continue this. It's not like a class anymore. After today, there's no tutor and there's no student. We are all working on this together. So I'm readily available for you guys, though not every time. But if you ask me anything, I'm going to drop a message on the group, and if you ask me anything from the group, rather, I'll give you a response on anything that comes up. If you have any question, and probably we can also pick a time here. So very soon, I want everybody to talk. I will probably ask a couple of questions, and you can also have some questions as well. And that includes also what time we are going to set. Probably every week we can decide to meet on calls. It might not even be me showing you any screen. It might just be from WhatsApp, and we decide to meet on call. We decide to talk. We decide to we can also share screens to know what this person is working on, what this other person is working on, to try to build this community together. And starting from here, it's enough for us to say, okay, I've been able to learn this thing, and I still have people that can even guide me. Some people, not just the tutor, some people also know it best. You get, there are some people that are also learning, and they are more available than the tutor as well. So all these things are the reasons why what I'm feeling probably we'll set a time every single week, maybe on Fridays or Saturdays like this. So the other thing I also want to mention before we go into the final thing here is how to grow beyond this class. Aside from those things I've told you about, now you might be thinking, what if a client asks for something I don't know how to build? An example is when using Upwork. So if you are someone that uses Upwork, and in this case I advise you might not create your account now, but once you've gotten to a phase, and if you are part of us, that you are going to continue this this community with us now, if at one point you've been able to work on Make.com and you've started building, and you need to create an account so you can also earn as well on Upwork, it is as simple as you it is as simple as you saying, when everyone or when you finally create your account on Upwork, and you finally create your account, and you want to be this N10 or Make.com expert, you want to do this, you want to do that, you want to render your services on Upwork, and you want to create your profile, everything. These are things that we can actually address in the later weeks coming. Probably in the next 2 weeks, I can say almost everyone here should say yes, they want to create their account on Upwork in the next 2 weeks at least, giving you this time to learn the basics that you can learn. So right after that, if you say you want to look for work, this is how to look for work on Upwork. You find work, and you see job posts like this. if you want to learn, if you really want to learn, I will advise you, this is one of the best places to actually pick jobs from, because you can see many things that even I myself, I will see some things and I'm like, oh my god, what is this? I have not seen this before. How do I connect this? And I pick it out. I pick this job post out, and I go online and I go to search on it, because I want to understand what this does. So I decide to search on it, or I say, okay, you know what, I got this job post on, sorry, let me try to figure out how to chase this thing. So there's a reason why I've been staying here all this while. When it comes to the calls, I'm not home at the moment, so it's quite uncomfortable right now. But probably from next week I'm going to be home, so we'll be able to make better calls than this. So once again, you can decide to reach out to AI and ask AI, okay, I got this job on Upwork and I need to understand it. This is where you get to learn a lot of things. You actually get to learn a lot. Rather than using Google AI, please, you can decide to use your own AI, your AI itself. You can use this instead. I just use Google AI as a very fast option, and I don't get to save any charts. I don't save any chart at all, because all these things add up to what I get. So it starts to explain every single thing, and from this phase you start understanding many things. You hear many things. You are like, okay, this thing, how do we connect this? So there's an app called Retail AI. What does Retail AI do? I decide to search for Retail AI. What does Retail AI do? Retail AI, you search, oh, it's an AI voice agent. So rather than messages, I can actually build an AI that can even talk to someone on call. You start learning from there. Which other thing? You start saying cow.com. What does cow.com do? What does Superbase do? What does Airtable do? All these are ways where you start to learn. You hear many things, because these are problems that are being uploaded every single day from many clients around the world. They are just dropping many things. Now most of these things that are said here, I probably even have an idea of it. Debug, test and improve anything. Voice AI, okay, Superbase, automation expert, blah blah blah. I get the idea. This is an AI voice automation or agent. It's an agent. We'll call it an agent. So in this case, what this does is it calls people, it listens to them, and it inputs their details down. Rather than a form, what this does rather is it listens to what they are saying on the call. So anybody that puts in their phone number is going to call them immediately, and an AI will be the one to talk instead of an human being. So this works for receptionists related jobs. Rather than someone hiring a receptionist or having their virtual assistants do one more thing, which might be stressful, you can try to imagine a scenario where a business now on Sunday, and they are all Christians now in this case, and they don't want anyone to, or they don't work on Sundays. They can decide to create an AI or set up an AI that still takes orders or still takes calls on Sundays. So there are many cases where this can actually work. So you can try to learn more from all these jobs. You can see another one coming from here. Sorry. So there are many more ways where you can actually learn and grow using this method. This is the method I use, though I don't use it often as much as I wish I could actually do, because I have numerous projects with me. But this method will put you'll be faster than many people, because I don't think many people use this. I've not had anyone use this before. but maybe there are some people doing that. But I would advise you to just follow this process, use it as your library, like I said here, and test, build things. Most of these things that you find, most of these things you find most of the times are free. There are many free plans. Retail AI has a free plan, but I tested it one time and I discovered it was not working. They were not accepting Nigerian number verifications. So there's another one that works and it's like retail AI. That is Vapi. It's called Vapi. That's, let me show you. That is VAPI rather, Vapi. It's also for voice agents. This one, it works and they will give you a US number, though you cannot use it for text messages or anything. You can only use it to receive calls. So you cannot receive calls from your phone, but from the AI itself, you can set up every single thing. Your own is just to research. Basically, what I'm trying to tell you to do is research, look into all these things. This is how you build. And at one point, you get to learn a lot of things by doing it yourself, not being taught. Most of the things I got to learn when it comes to AI automation, though I watch videos, yes, I watched videos, but I will tell you, most of the things I got to learn are things I did by myself. And it got to a time I was like, you know what, let me just get an idea and I'll build it. I'll see if it is possible, I'll research on it, and if I don't get it eventually, I'll try to see if there's a video, maybe someone made a video on it. And that is how I get to learn how to build it. Now, I did it myself. My brain recognized the fact that I did it myself and not someone showing me on live call instead. So what I'm trying to say here now is that you need to pick these things up, work with them, run all these things yourself, rather than have someone else build it and you watch. Because at that point, you might think that everything I explained on the call today, you already get everything. But let me tell you, there are many things you have probably forgotten. And there is something I got to understand when it comes to watching videos, or probably in your case, a live call. I've got to understand that if you are not doing this thing yourself, your brain is recognizing the fact that you cannot do it yet until you do it. So you need to be able to do this thing, even if you make mistake. All these apps, there's nothing that will break. It's not going to break. Nothing is going to break. They are not going to block your account for anything. Create them, set all these things up, use ToChat, use Vapi, use all of these platforms, get familiar with them. That is how you grow. That's how you build. So at one point, I remember I mentioned there are different branches in AI automation. So we could have addressed this, but the person I was supposed to call into this call is not here with us currently. So he does content. I mentioned this at the beginning of the boot camp. He does AI virtual content. So all these AI videos you see, he does things like that. And his own is even probably more special than those ones, because the ones you see on TikTok are just generic. We see it as generic AIs. These ones, the type you see are like influencers. You see an influencer, it looks super real. They are advertising a particular product. All those types, it does it for brands and for businesses too as well. So it does it also for himself personally. So most of these things, if you notice, I've been mentioning these things since the first day. I do some of these things for myself because I need them too. I need it to work for me. And what I need to work for me, I get to understand it more, that even if I want to render it to someone else, I get to have more to say, more ideas to tell that person. I get to understand what the problem that person is really facing, because I'm also doing it for myself, so I can relate. So most of these things, we build it for ourselves as well, to grow our business, to grow our agency. Basically, that is what we do. So now towards the assignment, I'm not going to give you a boring homework. I'm not going to give you something boring, but I want you right now, every single person on this call, I want you to think of a problem you can solve. Probably you have a business, you have a skill, or I would have said this should be particular to you, but you can also do this for probably your sister, your sibling, your brother. If anyone has a business, you can actually um like the examples I've been giving now, WhatsApp vendor, there's this one, there's that one. You can just try to think of, there's somebody I can do this thing for, or I can do this for my own business, for myself, or I can use this for. You can just think of something. I want you to think of something now, and I want you to think of something now and drop it on this call, rather in this group. I want you to drop it. I'm taking note of everyone on the call right now. So you don't have to do this immediately, but I want you to do this before tomorrow ends. Just try to think of something. Try to think of something. Think of your idea, what you need to solve. Then, by yourself, you need to try to work on writing the trigger. Write the trigger. How do you, which apps would you use to make this work? So all these things, you need to put all these things together. I want you to do these things, and at the end of the day, when you have all these things together, I want you to drop it. I want you to drop this idea probably on the WhatsApp group. That might be the best place to drop it. So I want you to do that there. So this is the assignment I'm giving you guys. Aside from what we have built on make.com, all these things, you can attempt it, you can build all these things for yourself, but I want you to do something personally for yourself. I want you to do something for yourself that works for you. So in this case, what I'm looking forward to getting, I'm looking forward to, looking at your idea, and we working on this thing together from on WhatsApp. I want us to do this thing. I want other people that have not been active on this call to know that there are a lot of things that they could actually benefit from looking into AI automation, basically. So I'll be looking forward to hearing your response right now, and that is the assignment I've given you guys. So finally, the question I asked initially, I want to hear from you guys once again. Um, which um, which day should we set, yeah, which day should we set, or what day rather should we set our, let me say, weekly or maybe bi-weekly, or you want it just once in a month? That's if we're going to do this for 3 months, that's just three times. uh just I want to hear from you guys. Do you think we should still continue to build a community together, and when do you when should we do this? I want to hear from you guys right on the call, please, so I get to decide from now. So I want to hear from you guys.
Yes.
I want to hear from you guys weekly. Okay, I want you guys to use the mic, please. Please, nobody should type again. I beg. I, I use glasses. I can't see what you guys are typing every time. That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. But like, still. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You guys should use your mic, please. Let's hear from you guys.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah. Good evening, Faith.
Sir, I feel we should continue and it should be weekly.
Weekly. Okay. Okay. Have you thought about the day?
Mm, no, but you shouldn't have to be only me. Maybe we should like decide together and we should complete.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. All right then. Okay, we might have to do that. What do others think? What do others think? Let's hear from others.
So I would say weekly too.
Okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
and I will be suggesting either Saturday or
or,
Monday.
or
No, I
Monday.
don't think Monday can work. I don't think Monday can work. Maybe Saturday or Tuesday.
Okay, Saturday or Tuesday. But just once weekly, right? Or is it twice?
No, once. So I have tried for us, so eh? Once. Yeah.
Okay, once then. Once.
Um,
Okay. Okay,
I,
yeah,
I,
yeah.
I think Friday works.
I mean for Tuesday. Okay. Friday, Abby.
Yes, because it's towards the weekend, so like Friday evening.
Okay. I think the question now is that will you guys even attend, or is this where we start getting sorry, I'm not available. No, I was busy. I was washing plate or I was cooking, so I could not join the call. We start getting one person saying, giving an excuse, and another person will give an excuse. Then this thing starts to happen to everybody, and the whole community that was meant to grow would just go down the drain like that.
We'll try.
We will
We'll try
try.
to.
Oh my god.
I will
Okay.
try.
Okay, you will
And
try.
this time.
And the
Yes.
time, yeah, Busola. Time. Okay, all right, all right. Faith says she will attend. No problem. You don't talk like that, though.
Sammy, I'm saying that I am. So I am here permanently.
Oh yeah. Soft.
I am sad.
So we're not hearing from the rest, though. We're not hearing from Ayomide. We're not hearing from Ayomide, Toluwani, Sola. Yo, Toluwani, please. You need to say something. Don't just drop your attendance, please. And Alabi, Olayinka, you joined because you received the email. I think we sent it to her. Or was she on the call before? Was Olayinka on the call before? We can't hear you. Okay. So Olayinka
I
doesn't.
can't,
She doesn't want to talk to us.
sir, I can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay. So she doesn't seem to be able to hear me. So all right. So maybe what we should do now is we should use our Fisayo's method. Let us drop a poll on the WhatsApp group, and from there we'll be able to hear we'll be able to get other people's response. So if Fisayo can help us to do that after this call, so we'll know if we are going to know the day of the week that we're going to pick, and also the time as well. We need a time that works for everybody. So how do we do it? That we add the date and the time. We need to pick a time that is realistically possible for everyone, which is mostly evening times like this, and that should be probably I'm always Saturday, born Saturday. So like, oh okay, born Sat. Sorry. Or do you mean Saturday or born Sat?
Jesus, one sad. I'm always sad.
Okay. So okay, always Sat. No problem. Still, let us drop a poll. Let us drop a poll on the group, and we hear from others as well. So we don't take decisions to our own hands alone. So we hear from others, and if they say something, they are not going to be available, or they are not even interested in the first place, we get to know those that are interested. So yeah, I feel we should probably do this, and it should be on the WhatsApp group, and maybe from there on, I don't know if I'll set like three polls. All right, no problem. So there were some people that were unable to make it to the class, and some people maybe due to their environment or condition, network, PC. I don't know. There might be some people that might have been discouraged because of PC or anything. If you're on this call and you don't have a PC, please, I don't want you to be discouraged. And if at any point you are unable to do anything, still they are still in Oye, You mean everyone? Oh, okay. Some people are still in Oye. Some can be because of network too. You know, they might actually not be able to join the call because of network in Oye. I know Oye's network is bad. I can't release for 2 months. I was also a student of. Are we having physical class? No, no physical class. No physical class. The thing about physical class is that I had a way I do physical classes back then when I was in Oye. We had a way we were doing physical classes, and we had an office for it as well that we all used to attend for all these things. But I'm not doing that anymore. So I'm just doing online, just online, no physical class, please. So yeah, so when Fisayo drops this thing on the WhatsApp group, we're going to check it on. So everyone on the group on the call right now, I'm happy I got to know you guys. For some that are not responding, I did look at you guys who. Some people don't. Toluwani, I've never heard. I don't even know if it's a she or an e. I'm not aware. So Black Annie, I think I've heard from Black Annie. And Olajide HR. That's HR. That's our HR. That's our HR. So everybody, I'm actually glad I got to know you guys. Though we were strangers before this, and some people might still see us as strangers, but we are not strangers. But I'll be looking forward to building with you guys. Like I said, there are a lot of things to share with you guys. There are a lot of things that I personally see like I cannot be greedy. I cannot be holding back to some of these things that I even feel like the outside world or people even into AI, they have no idea about it, and there are big things that I'm trying to jump into, I'm trying to benefit from. They might not be bringing in millions right now, but I'm telling you, all right, MTN network is bad, especially at my side. Understandable. So there are many things that could actually make millions, and I'm telling you millions. But though we've not been able to get to that point, we are still building things as well. But there are many ideas that can make us a lot of things, and I'll be happy if it's not just me, and if it's not just me and my partner that are doing this thing in the future, and if we have many on this thing. And basically the way I see this is, it's more like a way to help everybody else. If you are ready to work and you're a Nigerian, this is not just limited to Nigerians though. I mean, if there's anyone from another country and they want to also learn, sure, you get. But in this part of the world, I know, as much as I don't want to say this, we are faced with a lot of disadvantages. And if the advantage here is, to be in a community and to work together and to also share the ideas we have with other people. So, because honestly, there's no way we are carrying this money to. If we make this money, we're not carrying it anywhere else. We are making this money to do more things that are meaningful in our life. So, if possible, if we're not just the only one making this money, then I'll be very happy. I'll be very, very, very happy. That is why I decided to do this. That's why I decided to tutor. After years of tutoring and building teams, I've built couple of teams in the past. A team of 100, a team of 25, a team of 80 plus digital marketers. That we've built all these things. We've done a lot of things rather over the past couple of years. At least for the first team I had, that was about 5 years ago. So now for all of these things, we've been able to build things together. But one thing I got to understand is that after all the stress, and I felt, okay, you know what, I'm not doing this anymore. The point I reached at this point, I feel like, no, this thing works better with people. It works better with people. It's best if you are not the only one doing this, you are not the only one making money, you also try to extend to someone else. So what I'm trying to say now is, as you are learning as well, try to bring someone else into this. Try to like teach someone else. The person doesn't have to necessarily be on the community or in this community, but if there's anyone else interested just let them learn, teach them as well. There's one trick when it comes to learning faster as well. When you teach someone, you get to know it more. That is one thing I got to know. When you teach someone something, you get to know it more because you are sure of what you are teaching, so you get to know it more. In most cases, all this while I've started this AI automation stuff, I've not really taught anyone. I've not really taught anyone AI automation, aside clients, aside businesses I've worked with. So this is more like my first class, my first boot camp on AI automation. So I'm glad I got to know you guys, and I'll still want to connect with you guys after this. So we should be expecting some updates on the group very soon, and I'm looking forward to talking more with you guys. So good night. Good night. It's a good night for me here. It's a good night for me here. I need to head home. So see you guys.
Sir.
All right, ma.
Good night, sir.
All right, ma. Good night. Good night, Faith. Good night, Cynthia. Good night, Fisayo.
Sorry, I have a
Yeah.
Are you going to drop the recording for tonight's class?
Yes, I am going to end the recording now. Let me see. Let me have this so you can see this. This is the recording.